Hello and welcome to this live stream of the Stockholm Chess Challenge. Me and Martin will be following this tournament for the next 5 days.
Yeah.
It's sponsored by Data Response and we are ready to start, finally.
Yeah, we had some technical issues, which was why we didn't stream the first round.
Some
but we think it's we think it's solved now, so hopefully it will work. And maybe you recognize me from last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we were both here last year. I was helping with the first 3 rounds. But this year I'm going to stay here for the whole event and follow all of the games.
And I think I've been commentating this tournament for every year since it started. I think it's 3rd year or 4th year.
This is the 4th year, I think.
4th year, yeah. I'm getting old.
No, but this is good. So since we already had some results yesterday, maybe we should summarize what happened. We had some upsets.
Yeah, I mean there are some very young players here that may be underrated. Some of them from India, and they're quite known for underrated players as well.
Yes, the Indian players, they're always a little bit scary to meet.
Yeah.
So one of the results we had was the young Indian girl who played Khan, and actually won with the white pieces.
Yeah, and that was quite a huge upset because it was like more than 400 rating points in the difference. But Khan maybe was a bit
underestimating her, and we were talking about it today. She's playing another Swedish player that might underestimate her, so it's going to be really interesting to follow that game.
Definitely.
And see how he handles playing a girl who is actually much stronger than her rating says.
Yeah, and it's always not so motivating when you're playing a really good player, but you know that if you win you might get like 1 or 2 rating points.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a bit annoying. And I know that she played in Grenke in Germany a few days ago, and she scored well above her rating. I think about 2240 or something she performed. So she's definitely not to be underestimated in this tournament.
Yeah, of course. But it's a general thing, like the top players in this tournament, they have to be really solid or strong against the weaker players.
Yeah.
So, because it's going to take some rounds before they meet each other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And, well, the Grandmasters played quite well yesterday, I think. They all won their games. Majorov, Stupak and Blomqvist are the Grandmasters here. And
in very nice fashion. I think they were all quite solid in their play, and they didn't make any huge mistakes or smaller mistakes, so it was nice.
Yeah. So, should we... are you rooting for someone in particular in this tournament? Yes,
of course. There's only one female player, unfortunately. I would have liked some more female chess players in this tournament. So I'm definitely rooting for her, even though she's from India. So there's no Danes here, so I think that's fair.
Yeah, and those of you who don't know, Eleanor is from Denmark.
Yes.
And that's why we're taking this in English, because I also want to understand what she's saying. And I'm Swedish, so eventually we should set up some kind of live chat where you can ask questions and we will read.
Yeah, it would be nice if you want to participate. You can ask some questions, we can answer later.
Maybe after the next break we will set up the live chat, so you can ask questions, and we will try to answer them.
Be happy to answer if you can.
Yeah.
You never know.
Definitely.
Yeah, and who are you rooting for in this tournament?
I know a lot of the Swedish players are playing here. So, I mean, some of my friends, like Kenneth Skog is playing on the first board, and Blomqvist, Grandmaster, is playing well. But I'm particularly rooting for my student, Hugo Wernberg. Unfortunately, he lost quite a bad game yesterday. So he didn't get off to a great start. But I think he's here to just get more experience playing these strong players.
I think this is a great tournament for young players who needs experience. Also because I think, especially in the early age, it can be really difficult to stabilize on a rating.
Yeah.
And here you really get to play a lot of good games.
And we should mention that there was some problem with the air traffic yesterday because of the strike, which meant that one of the players from Norway, Axel Bu Kvaløy, didn't make it to the first round, but he will play that round later.
Yeah, he might be the youngest player in this tournament.
Probably, I think he's around 8 or
9 or something. 9, something like this. And he will also be very interesting to follow.
Definitely. I mean, in Norway, I know that he's compared to like the next Magnus Carlsen.
Oh, that's a tough one to.
Yeah, but it
live up
looks
to.
good. It looks good in the news at least.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
But I know that I've seen some of his games, and he's playing very good.
Yeah, okay.
And,
I would be a little bit scared if my games were compared to Magnus, because I would think that everyone would,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's playing another Swedish talent, Edvin Trost, who is also very, very young and very strong.
Yeah.
And
He was very nice and
yeah,
yesterday, because he said it was okay to
play the round later.
So it's also very important if they want to make a norm. They want to make a norm. They can't just
Exactly. They
not
need to
play
play
the
all the 9 games, which is why it's really important for them to play that game.
Yes. Are we ready to actually talk about some chess moves and
I
stuff?
think so, yeah. We've apologized enough for the technical bit, and hopefully we won't have to apologize much more.
No, but actually, yesterday when we finished the whole day, we tried to summarize what had happened, and basically we had done nothing because everything had just went wrong the whole day.
Yeah,
And sometimes that happens, and you need to move on.
yeah. But we think we've solved it now, at least.
Yes. So should we start from the top, or do you
Yeah.
want to start with my favorite game, the Indian girl against your student?
No, they're not playing, right? Oh, yeah, she's
Yeah.
playing my other student.
Exactly.
Should we start at the top game and then look at that game?
Yes.
Okay. So we have one of the top-rated grandmaster, Kirill Stupak, extremely experienced, I think from Belarus.
Yes, from Belarus.
Yeah, and
And
he's
quite
playing.
young also.
Yeah, he's about 25 maybe.
Yes, something like this.
Yeah. And he's playing Theodor Kaneskog, who's been
Local player.
my good friend since I started playing chess.
He just Theodor just told us that he was playing in Grenke also,
Yeah.
and did a really good tournament, some plus 30 elo. So
Yeah,
he might be on a roll and ready to play another good tournament.
yeah. We met him on the subway on the way here. So,
Yeah.
And he told me that Kirill also likes to play these G3 systems, and we see that probably his preparation should have been somewhere around this, because we mentioned this on the subway.
Yeah, we mentioned this on the subway, and he was asking, "Oh, what does he play here?"
Yeah.
Something.
And I know that, well, both Theodor and me, when we started, well, we worked like extremely a lot on chess together when we were like 13, 14. And we both played the same openings, kind of, and we both started learning the Grünfeld. And I guess we can see that now, because he's
Yeah.
playing the Grünfeld.
He's still playing the Grünfeld
Yeah,
here 10 years later.
yeah. And like I mentioned, Theodor and I went to Latvia a few years ago and played a Grandmaster tournament, where we both scored horribly. Theodor drew against me and lost 8 games, which is not
Good for
really
the
great.
experience.
Yeah, but Kirill Stupak also played in the tournament, and I actually had this position against Kirill. And he played the same opening against me, the standard knight a3 stuff, trying to take back with the knight. But here I didn't play what Theodor played with c3. I think I played the other move, like c5,
Yeah.
which also has become quite popular, but
So we could maybe mention that the idea behind c3 is that you're going to lose this pawn anyway. So
yeah,
you're trying to weaken maybe some of the white pawns.
exactly. Well, we see that after c5, we have some more pressure here and,
In the
against the
center.
pawns. Yeah. And this pawn on c3 isn't necessarily good. You can attack it with the queen
Exactly.
a5 or knight d5 eventually. But this has been played a number of times.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a known position, which I'm not sure who it's better for. Maybe the grandmasters prefer to get out of theory as quickly as possible.
Well, I know that. Well, what Kirill is playing now, e3, it looks a bit strange, but I mean, it's just trying to support this pawn, and he's
No, it's
trying
very
to claim.
natural. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's trying to just support that he has 2 center pawns
Mhm.
against this one pawn. Oh, sorry, it's updating. But I know that the most trendy move, at least currently, is to move rook e1.
To play e4 directly.
Exactly,
Mm.
and this was played very recently in a game with your boyfriend,
Aha.
Nils, who won a really nice game in Reykjavik, I think.
Against.
No, maybe it was EM. No, it was the European Championship. He won a long preparation game where he sacrificed a piece.
Ah, yeah. Okay, I remember. So, some new theory there
Yeah,
with
and
the black pieces.
yeah, and I think like the day after that, the winner Artemiev used the same variation with white to win in the final game and become European champion. This new rookie one. So that's definitely the trendy move, I think.
Yeah, so there's some new theory going on there.
Yeah, but okay, e3 has always been the main move. I think I've played this position against Theodore myself a few years ago.
Yeah, the only strange thing, you're kind of blocking the bishop, but it might not go on that diagonal anyway, so...
Yeah, it's not completely clear what to do with this bishop, but... It's not that easy for black to attack the center anyway. And, I mean, he's doing the natural developing moves.
So, like I always tell my students, get your knights out.
Yeah. Okay, queen e2 makes a lot of sense, also preparing rook d1.
Yeah.
And here Theodore plays a very typical move, knight d5. And it's kind of funny for me to see because I read the same books as Theodore, so I know what he knows very well. And all of this, the book we read was The Safest Grinfield by Agrest.
Ah, yes, also another Swedish player.
Yeah, he co-wrote that book with, I can't remember the other, Delchev. Was it Delchev? Could have been Delchev.
So you know what theory he knows.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact theory, but I recognize this idea. And this is usually the idea I go for as well. That it looks a bit strange. You shouldn't move your pieces twice in the opening, they say.
No, but it makes some kind of sense. You're trying to activate all your pieces and not put them in endangered, like squares.
Yeah.
I'd be scared to keep it on d5 because suddenly some e4 comes with tempo.
Exactly. This knight is both good and bad. I mean, it could be attacked quite quickly if you go e4 or c4. And the other problem is that this bishop isn't developed, but it can't really go anywhere good, because if you just go to like g4, they will just play h3
bishop
and attack
h3,
it. We cannot go here with the bishop because then we will lose something. But e4,
a fork.
yeah. So this knight b6, kind of, yeah, you kind of want to put the knight on a4, or possibly just try to control the square on c4.
Yeah.
And then eventually this bishop can come out to e6 and control the light squares.
So what about this c5 pawn? You're never like scared they're taking it?
A Grinfield player is usually not bothered by the c5 pawn.
No, but it's good to...
Yeah. Well, in this case, I think if you take just knight a4,
yes, of
and
course,
there's no sensible way of defending the pawn. But usually, even in the Grinfield, you don't even have to take the pawn back. It's usually just good compensation.
You don't bother.
Yeah. So Kirill plays rook c1, so he's obviously preparing for if black wants to take and take with the c pawn, so the rook is
in the correct file.
Yeah.
So it's a semi-open file.
Yeah, exactly. Probably will be open
soon. Yeah.
Bishop a1, preserving the bishop pair.
Yeah. Very normal. This bishop is going to fight against the bishop on g7, so we want to keep it.
Yeah. And now we see another typical Grinfield idea. Queen a5, attacking the pawn. And obviously the move you first look at, I think, is knight c4. But then you realize that after queen a6 there's an annoying pin along this diagonal. And suddenly bishop e6 is quite a big threat, and you can't move the knight because the queen is hanging. So probably not knight c4. But I still think white should have a reasonable position.
Yeah, but also just knight on a3. You want to get it in the game, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So what is normal here to play with white?
Well, I'm always looking if d5 is a move to consider here. Well, and then black obviously I think have to play knight e5.
Yeah, what else?
Yeah, probably knight e5.
Every other square is not very good, so...
Yeah. And then it would be natural to take, I believe, bishop takes. And obviously knight c4 is still met by queen a6. So we don't win a piece, but possibly white can at some point...
Can you move the queen and threaten to play knight c4?
Probably, yeah.
But the queen might not have any great squares.
Okay,
Queen
so let's try
c2?
queen c2.
Yeah. Like bishop f5, we always play e4. Then he can move again.
I mean, I think d5 looks... Actually, okay. I have to say I'm not used to this program, so I'm not sure if this is the position they have at the moment, or if he played knight c4. How can we figure this out?
Move to another game and maybe go back.
Yeah. So if I go here and then I go back, no, my analysis.
No, but it's not true because it would say the time. So it's still queen a5 because they haven't.
This is the position.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I think d5 looks natural to me. Obviously, yeah, I mean white should be a little bit better because I don't see how he has like attacked the center.
Knight d2.
Knight d2 is also sensible. Then knight c4 can be played. The bishop is stronger. And another thing is that if you play d5 now, knight e5, you might even be able to push everything back even further.
With f4?
No, but even, well, if knight c4 is played and f4, e4 and so on,
Yeah,
if we get all of that, probably black won't allow everything.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen a lot of these positions in Grünfeld where white just pushes all the central pawns, and if black doesn't have any counterplay, it's just completely horrible.
But also in the Grünfeld, black is used to white having a big pawn center.
Yeah, that's true, but you need to be prepared to do something.
Yeah. No, but Theodore, I think he's a great fighter.
Yeah, and also think he might be confident if he has played the Grünfeld for his whole life, and it's something he knows. It's a little bit more pleasant.
So should we take a look at your favorite game?
Yes. So let's move on to the female player.
Yeah, and he's playing the young Swedish talent Jung-Min Seo, who has a great trainer. Me, of course.
I think he's very unlucky.
Well,
he won a good game yesterday, so obviously you didn't see us commentate on it, but you might have followed it, and he played well. So even though he was a little bit upset about his opponent not showing up, and
yeah, we actually didn't mention that earlier, but he was the one originally who was supposed to play against Axel Buchwald.
Yes, and I think he was a little bit scared because he probably wants to make a norm.
Yeah, he was probably afraid that he wouldn't show up and he would get my games or something.
But they fixed everything, so now I think he's in a good mood and ready to fight against this girl. But I would say that it might be a possibility that he's underestimating her because of her rating, right?
Oh, there's some automatic updates in this program. But anyway, knowing Jung-Min, I think that a lot of people are afraid against him because he's a very his fighting spirit is definitely his best quality. I mean, he has had a lot of bad positions that he has won out of pure fighting spirit, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not really that theoretical either.
No.
So he likes playing this kind of systems that are just normal developing chess. He's very good at logical chess.
It could be mentioned that he also played last year, actually, in this tournament.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the best tournament, but he was fighting on.
Yeah, he had a very tough tournament last year. So hopefully it will be better. And he won round 1 this year.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, he might have learned something from last year.
Yeah.
About fighting. So the girl he's playing, as we said, is from India, but she's also only 11 years old, I think.
Yeah.
So a very young player.
And what we're seeing is a kind of symmetrical English here, with the pawns on c4 and c5, where I think black is preparing to play some kind of hedgehog setup.
With b6 and d6? No.
No, but the problem is that this is a very strange setup because with d4, I mean, you want to be able to get this position, but not with a knight on
c6.
Yeah, I mean, usually you want to play d6 and knight d7.
Exactly. At least if you want the hedgehog.
Yeah. So this should be a favorable version for Jung-Min. Definitely. b3 makes a lot of sense. Preparing bishop b2. And he will put some pressure on the d file. And black's main problem is here, it's not that easy to develop, because the knight on c6...
Blocking also for the development of the bishop on c8, right?
Yeah.
It's really difficult to find a square for that now.
I mean, probably... Yeah, I mean, you can play d6, and if you want to play b6, bishop b7, you have to play like queen c7
Queen
first to
C7.
attack. But then there's always the problem, you play bishop b2, b6, you will play rook c1, bishop b7, and here you can probably play knight d5. And this should be really good for white, I think.
You need to explain the idea that everything is hanging after takes and d6.
Yeah, you can see that white will get the piece back because he
With
can't
the
move
pen.
he can't move the knight because the queen is hanging due to the rook. So this is the problem with the knight on c6, which is why I'm not that satisfied with her position. And obviously she can play some kind of d5 setup, but
And
then
try-
she will have this isolated pawn.
Yeah, but you can try to play with the isolated pawn, but
Yeah,
okay, then the bishop is on e7, you need to activate that too.
yeah, and a6 doesn't make a lot of sense to have played here. So
No, it seems kind of slow.
yeah, I
So-
mean white will play rook c1, and I mean it's not over, but it's very pleasant for white.
Yeah, we could mention that when you play with an isolated pawn and you have the pawn, you want to play active, and here there's
Yeah.
a lot of moves to be done before you actually have active play. So
Yeah.
it might be a problem for her, and easier to play with white and try to take this pawn on d5.
Yeah.
Also, the white pieces are quite pleasant for this position. You already have a knight on d4 and the bishop on b2. Yeah.
There are some long-term problems with having a pawn like this because no other pawn can defend it. There's no pawn on
Exactly.
this file or no pawn on this file, which makes this one isolated, which can be a problem
Yeah, because
in
usually
the long run.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely pleasant for white.
I agree.
What should we take a look at now?
Maybe the other no, the the Swedish grandmaster.
The Swedish Grandmaster. Here we have Blomqvist.
Oh, so this was the other upset, right? So this is also an Indian player
Yeah,
who won against who did he win against yesterday?
was it Hampus?
It might have been, but also he was the lower rated player, so
Yeah,
quite strong of him. And now he's playing Blomqvist, who is a quite strong grandmaster. So
yeah. And well, Blomqvist, you know him both quite well, of course.
yes,
It's
he's difficult to avoid. He played a lot of chess.
yeah, he lives in Stockholm,
Yeah.
and we usually hang out quite a bit. But he didn't want to go out with us yesterday because he had allergy as an excuse, and he needed to save energy for the rounds.
He is finding new excuses every year.
Yeah,
But okay, he's playing a double round today, and of course he's very serious
yeah.
about his chess. So
Oh,
it
we
makes
should have
sense.
mentioned that there's a double round today, so we will be back at 5 p.m. as well.
Yes, you can watch us all day if you like to.
Yeah. Well, Black is playing this love setup.
Yeah.
I mean, the bishop on g2, it's very logical to put the pawns on b7, c6, d5.
To restrict it.
Yeah,
And it's very logical for white to try and take some of these pawns and play in the center with d4, maybe. No, d3.
yeah. I think d4 doesn't really make a lot of sense in this position because then this bishop is truly bad if you can't do anything. With d3 at least we can break e4 at some point.
But if he hadn't taken on d5, maybe d4 is normal? Or it is still a problem because of the bishop?
No, I think I think d4 is still reasonable, even
Yeah.
though it's still just a position.
So it's take and d3?
Yeah, but I kind of know this idea at least that queen b3 is usually how you want to attack when the bishop is on f5 in this love, and queen b6, and now there's usually the problem that white will at some point play bishop e3 and try to attack this
Yeah.
queen, because white don't want to take her. Even though black gets double pawn, it's not really easy to attack these pawns, and it's more important that rook is.
The rook file is open.
Yeah. So sometimes you see this kind of battle between the two queens, and white is trying to make black take, so the rook is good, and black is trying the same.
Yeah, but the problem here, if you leave the queen, might be that black will take,
Yeah,
because you don't have time to push like b4, b5.
exactly. So in this particular case, we have not only a double pawn, but an isolated double pawn, and those are really quite bad in the long run.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. Like if there was another pawn on c2, then this would probably be
Yeah.
good for white. So.
And usually you say it's okay for white if you, like, let's say have the knight on c3 and you have time to play b4, b5 and
Yeah.
take on c6. But
if you
here,
can get rid of the double pawn.
exactly, but here you don't have time at all. So
Yeah.
that's
So-
why queen c2 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So obviously this kind of play might look strange because you're moving the queen in the opening and moving it twice in a row. But it's sort of a tricky game. He's saying that, okay, eventually I will gain time by attacking this queen and developing.
Exactly.
And the queen is better here because you're preparing e4.
Mm.
The queen is not doing anything here. So I think Blomqvist has even had this position before. And here we see another example of this. He just develops the knight, possibly preparing e4.
Mm.
Knight b4, queen b1. And it looks strange, but still, bishop e3 can come. He will play a3, possibly b4.
Yeah,
And
e4
black will need
is
to go
still
back. Yeah.
in there. So from b1 you still try to play e4, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you said, a3, you need to go back with black. So it might be you're losing some tempo, but you'll get them back in the end.
Yeah. Probably black will need to go back with the pieces somehow.
Mm.
Because playing aggressively with d4 surely shouldn't work, I think. Not that I have studied this position that deeply, but what's going on? Let's say knight a4 looks natural. And he needs to play queen d8.
Yes, otherwise we take the pawn on d4 and the bishop is
Exactly.
hanging.
So if queen a5, we actually have time to take her, because if he takes our piece, we can take here. And
We're
knight
very happy.
c2 shouldn't work because we can play b3.
Yeah.
So he needs to go back with the queen d8. And then we can start attacking, I guess. Let's say a3. He cannot go here because then we will take. He needs to go back further. Then we can play b4.
Yeah, why not? And then maybe
Yeah.
bishop b2.
Yeah,
attack
and this
the
pawn is quite weak now.
Yeah,
So probably this is just too ambitious to play d4.
good for white.
Yeah.
So what do you think might be the plan for black instead? Just to castle?
Just castle and
Yeah.
then go back with the pieces and. But yeah,
Have a normal
I'm
position.
Yeah, I still think maybe white will push e4, and
Mm.
I generally prefer white in these positions as well. But I don't think it's anything.
Also, the white
to-
position is quite flexible, right?
Yeah.
So,
Because usually when you see games, you always start with like the d pawn to d4, the one pawn to e4. But this is very modern. You try to wait with these pawns and try
Yeah.
to be very flexible, and like sometimes I play d4, sometimes I play d3, and so on. So it's definitely an interesting approach, and one I'm trying to use myself if I have the chance.
yeah, you like to play like this also.
Yeah, I really do.
I'm more a classical player.
Yes. So can I pick a game?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay. I wanna see my other student, because he will be quite upset if he keeps losing.
It's actually quite nice that this tournament, we don't have that many boards. It's unfortunate for the tournament, of course, but
Yeah.
then we can follow all of the games and really, study how they play during the whole tournament. We have time to watch all the games, I would say, which
I
is
think
nice.
so too.
So, Hugo Vanberg is your student.
Yes, I've trained him for a couple of years now, and he's really good for his age.
I played him also
Yeah,
and won.
in a rapid game. though.
It counts. You need to beat them while they're young.
Yeah. So I know that Hugo is a big fan of e4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's playing Martin Jogstad, who has been the Swedish junior champion and played the
Mm.
Swedish championship, I think, last year or 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
And he played on the top board yesterday and had a long game, right?
Yeah, he lost to what's Majorov?
No,
Stupak.
Kirill, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he plays the Taimanov. Of course, a very flexible and complex opening, definitely, in the Sicilian.
Oh, I've also played this, with black.
Ah, yeah. You have Queen c7. Then I need to ask you for
Yes.
how to play this. Bishop e3.
So, a normal move.
Yeah.
Either that or bishop e2, but he might play bishop e2 later.
Well, bishop e3 I think definitely is the main move nowadays, but definitely not this move.
Yes, a6.
Yeah, but I mean, watch
a3,
this move.
yeah, a3 is not that common. Usually you play bishop e2, castle short, or you play queen d2 and castle long.
Yeah, but the trendiest move today is neither of them, I'm pretty sure.
It's f4.
No, I think like everyone is playing this move, queen f3 now.
Queen f3.
And then they
true.
castle long
Yeah.
and queen g3 and push the
it's
pawns
true.
on the king side.
It's some new stuff. Okay, not that new. Maybe 2 years ago, someone came up with this.
I think, yeah, there was some famous game by Geary.
Yeah, I remember.
But a3, I'm not sure if this is something he has looked at before or if he just wants to play a game.
But a3, what's the idea? So you stop b5, b4, but it's not really in the air right now.
Also bishop b4. But I mean...
bishop b4, but in these lines you don't need to put the bishop on b4, you can put it on e7, it's also very normal.
Yeah. No, but if I know... he's...
So do you know Martin Jukstad? Does he usually play the Taimanov lines with the bishop on b4 or on e7?
He usually doesn't play the Taimanov, I think. But he started... when he... Well, I think when he started playing the Swedish Championship, then he came prepared. Because he usually always played the French. So
okay. He got smarter.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Taimanov either, but fair enough. But I would say like
he's going through the same process as me. I started with the French, then I switched to Taimanov. Eventually, he will start playing e5.
Yeah, yeah. When he grows up.
Yeah, exactly. When he becomes older and wiser.
Yeah.
But okay, this is quite normal. So f4.
Yeah. I mean, I think a3 is definitely not the most critical move, but it's not.
It's not a bad
either.
move.
No.
Often you play it eventually.
Yeah, rook c8, and he decided it's time to take on c6, which I think is a reasonable decision.
Yeah. Also, like rook c8. Like, shouldn't you develop on your king side?
Yeah, but I think. Oh, we keep getting this.
He might be.
But I thought like if you. Well, let's say if you play knight f6, then obviously you need to look at a move like e5.
Yes, but maybe start with bishop e7 instead.
Okay, bishop e7. Let's say I play queen d2.
Yeah, because you don't really want to play d6, that's the thing.
But okay, I figured like if you play knight f6, e5, at least I'm pretty sure it doesn't work, but taking here would at least give 3 pawns from what I can see, because there's a pawn hanging on g2 as well, but I don't really think that works.
No.
So I mean, I wouldn't be a stranger to a move like d6, but
to start with d6, so you can go back to d7 with the knight.
no, d6 and knight f6, just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you
okay,
cannot
so
play
you
e5.
prevent e5,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
But
usually, often in Taimanov, you try to wait with d6 because you want to play d5 at some point. You try to save this tempo, but it's probably not happening here.
no, and also if you play d5, e5, and you get this kind of French structure.
Yeah, but he's happy.
Then
He's playing
yeah,
the French.
yeah, but then a3 also makes a lot of sense because that's
yeah,
a very.
it's true. It's true.
So I think definitely d6 is a move to consider. Bishop. I'm not sure if you should take with the queen actually,
No.
but because bishop f3 and you need to go back.
I don't like this.
No, me neither. Queen d4. I kind of like this move as well. The bishop
Very
can't develop.
active, yeah.
The endgame should also be quite pleasant for white now, when you have this kind of setup, I think. And I know that Hugo loves endgames.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think he's doing well here.
Definitely.
It feels like white might be a little bit better. His
Definitely.
pieces are all developed. He castled, and black has some problems. Like, what is this bishop going to do? Okay, knight c6 might be coming, but you still can't castle because of this pawn on d7.
I'm still not sure what happened in the game here. Did he play d5? Or did he play... Because we never played these moves, right?
No, d5. It says.
Okay, d5 is either
Desperate?
good or desperate. Yeah. So I think the plan should be, if you take here, knight f5, I suppose. But why? And how? And what's going on really? I don't see the compensation.
Can you just switch everything off if you go to b6?
Yeah, queen b6. Yeah, probably.
Because if you take on e3, you're pinned like everywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't understand d5.
Like d5 is a move you want to play, but it should work for you to play it. You can't just...
I mean, if white had to play e5, then you're really happy. But obviously taking should be the problem. And I don't really see what black is planning here.
No, because the problem... maybe he just wants to take. Because you
okay,
can't...
there's a mate on c2.
Yes,
but take with...
the queen, and then you still have a problem.
The queen?
No, okay, take with the... Now, black take with the knight, maybe. And then bishop takes.
Okay, so this is his plan.
Yeah, because now you can take with the knight, because c2 is hanging with mate, which is obviously a very big threat.
But I have to say that I'm still not a fan of this position, because he still hasn't developed.
No, the king, like what is the king doing?
Yeah.
But also here, maybe queen b6 actually. Or what?
Actually, I don't want to trade the queens. I want to either play f5 or rook e1 here.
F5 I like.
Yeah.
I just always want to trade queens. No, but rook e1 here and the king is in the center.
I mean, rook e1 and you're almost preparing to sacrifice the queen here. Like, no, but f5, this looks horrible. I don't see how...
The different play styles. Just 1 sec.
Yeah. But I mean, the problem is you can't even sacrifice the pawn and somehow get the king to safety.
Can you take an a3 or will you just take an d7?
a3. Aha, okay, maybe.
Because c3 is...
But okay, if you can just take...
And take the knight.
And take here.
Okay, and
can't we take here now? So we win a piece.
Yes, because it takes
we have a
bishop
discover
d4.
check. Bishop d4.
Oh, all the tactics.
Yeah, puzzle rush.
Puzzle rush.
I'm gonna make a lot of advertisements for puzzle rush. I believe in this.
No, I really don't like it because I get so stressed out. It's like if you haven't played it, it's 5 minutes where you do tactics and they are getting more difficult as you play. But it's like 5 minutes where you have so many tactics and you need to play really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get completely stressed out by this. What did he play? Queen d2? No.
I'm not sure if I played Queen d2. He played. Maybe I should do it just a refresh. And we will see.
So have you done a lot of puzzle rush to stay sharp for this commentary?
Not at all. I would have if I had the time. It seems he played Queen d2.
Queen d2. I think that's strange.
Definitely.
But as you said, he might be a player who likes to,
Yeah, he's
everything
not the attacker.
Or calculator.
I think he's quite good at calculating. He's just not an attacker. He doesn't. The attacking moves don't come that naturally to him.
But maybe Queen d2. Now you at least threaten to take everything on d5 and just win.
Yeah, I just think everything else was just better.
Yeah, but okay, what does black play actually?
Probably take, right?
Knight takes. Then you're threatening.
Unless, wait, is he just completely brilliant? Can you play this? And if you take Queen d7, if Queen c6, Queen d8. Puzzle rush. Or is there e3 or stuff? No, then Queen takes. Oh, that's beautiful.
Is this working? I can't... Really?
if this is his plan, I will go hug him after the game.
I like queen c6, like queen d8.
Yeah,
that's so
great. We need to show this, mate.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
What did I say? Develop your king side.
Maybe you shouldn't have made it. Now it says 1-0. Okay, I'm
doesn't
gonna.
matter.
Yeah, maybe
This is
we'll find
our,
another program for the future.
This is our
rounds.
evaluation 1-0.
We should just update so it doesn't say, we don't confuse our viewers. We just wanted to show a mate. He hasn't won
But
the
very
game.
nice, mate. But if he thought about this, it might be a really good move, because I was thinking if you play something normal, everything is hanging on d5 suddenly because you protect this mate on c2. So it might just be really strong.
Yeah.
Let's show.
Well, due to this bishop b6, definitely I think it's... And I think definitely that's one move that is easy to miss.
Yes.
I think there is a very big chance that black will take on e4. And then after bishop b6, it's time to resign, right?
Yeah, I can't see anything, but I might just be not strong enough. Because you need to protect both d7 and d8, and I don't think it's possible often, bishop b6. Okay, so what does black play here?
I don't know.
You can't really protect the pawn, that's also the problem.
The problem is there are no more moves, but I really want to see what black is doing here. So if I go to another game, we will maybe miss the most beautiful move of the round.
No, but I think he's going to think for a long time. But this will surely be a tactic on the internet if if it's played. I'll make sure we post it somewhere.
Maybe, yeah, it has to work. I don't see how else. I mean, the best I can see for black after taking bishop b6 is to play e3.
But then just take and everything.
Or maybe we can just move the queen and just keep everything.
Keep on doing the same tactic.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Why not?
No, yeah. This will go into
what about
tactics.
rook d8? No, everything is still hanging.
Yeah, it's still just queen takes d8.
That's just worse.
Yeah.
I was thinking, instead of taking, can you try to play rook d8 and still protect this pawn? No, but it's still threatened by too many pieces.
The what?
And the d5 pawn. Like, it's still...
Is it?
In problems.
I don't see how, but... Okay, rook d8 is definitely better than taking on e4. Now we just need to come up with a trick.
Why trick? We can also come up with a really good move.
No,
but
I prefer tricks.
No, but actually rook d8 is a little bit annoying, right? Maybe queen f2.
Queen f2 is a good move. I like that. That's...
We still have pressure on d5.
Yeah.
We threaten bishop
and now
e6.
we're really threatening to take on d5 because you don't want to take back with a pawn there. Then we have this isolated pawn and the king is stuck on e8.
And we're ready to play rook e1.
Yeah. No, queen s2 definitely looks like the best. And now we need to try like d4 or something, but shouldn't be good.
Just take everything and take the pawns.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. And we'll come back and see what happens.
Definitely. So it's time for you to pick a game.
Yes. I like this guy Fisher's name.
Let's look at Fisher.
Yes. Unfortunately not Bobby Fischer, but Daniel Fisher.
Yeah.
So he might also have a lot to live up to.
Definitely. He's playing this Indian guy Kulkarni.
I don't know him.
Me neither, unfortunately. But I know this opening. And, well, we can compare this to Blomqvist game. It's another type of... Yeah, the first moves are the same. White is basically just trying to be very flexible in the center with his E and D pawns. And with this setup with b3 and so on, he's sort of indirectly taking control of the center, but using the bishops and the knights instead of the pawns. So it looks pleasant for black to take everything with the pawns, but it's not necessarily good. And
who was this Nimzowitsch?
Yeah. This is more Reti.
No, I was talking about the attacking from the center without the pawns.
Oh, I thought it was Retty who recommended how to play this kind of
Yeah,
opening,
it might
and that's
be.
why the opening is called after him. This kind of modern chess, but
I tried to bring in some chess history here.
Yeah,
I'm just not
sorry.
sure of my facts.
yeah, I don't know it either.
Okay, but let's continue.
Yeah, and
Oh, they
well,
played a lot of moves.
yeah, but many of these moves have theory, so
Yeah, this is still theory.
yeah. I could mention that there are setups with b6 that are very flexible. Bishop b7, and then the knight could be either on c6 and d7. I played one of those games 2 weeks ago. But you can also play like Fischer is playing, which is more aggressive
Yes.
and ambitious, trying to make it a Benoni with
Yeah.
reversed colors.
So I've lost a lot of games like this with black.
Yeah.
Because actually you need to watch out. Because like white is putting the knight on d2 and then playing the rook to e1 and starting to put pressure on both the d4 pawn and the eventual e5 pawn. So you need to really stay sharp.
Yeah, I should just very quickly make a comparison, because there's an opening that goes like this for black, which is considered to be
The normal Benoni.
yeah, it's very aggressive. Maybe not the best opening, but very, very aggressive.
A little bit unsound, but
A little bit.
it's possible to play. You take
Yeah.
this weird structure.
This is typical. Grandmasters usually play this when they're playing someone low rated and they
Yes.
need to win.
Because
With
it's very
black.
complicated for
Yeah.
both colors and tactical. There's a lot of tactics, I think, always in
Exactly.
these positions.
And if we look at this position, it's sort of the same structure in the center, but reversed colors, of course. And usually, the bishop don't want to be on b2 in this kind of position.
No.
Because black will try to make everything possible to play e5 and make this bishop
Yeah.
bad. And white, on the other hand, will try to attack this pawn here and possibly break with b4 or even f4 on the king side. So rook e1 makes a lot of sense to
Avoid e5.
Yeah, to avoid e5.
So of course black wants to support the pawn on d4 with another pawn, so everything is like connected.
Yeah.
But white is prophylactic, avoiding this. Knight e8, I think it's a normal move.
Yeah,
right?
that's I think it's the main
Theory,
move.
Yeah.
I think there is a rook e8 as well.
Yeah.
But knight e8 is preparing to play f6 and e5.
Exactly. So again to support the pawn.
Yeah. And this is another typical idea in the Benoni and the main move as well. So basically white is just trying to make this bishop even better.
Yeah.
And also getting rid of a defender of d4.
So this bishop on g2 is really potential a monster bishop, and like often in the Benoni, like this bishop on g7, it's the same. Because you never get, okay, maybe, but it's really difficult to exchange the white bishops. So it
Yeah.
makes sense to try to open this file.
Black takes, rook takes, f6. Rook has to go back, e5. So black is succeeding in playing e5, but also he still has some development problems, and this bishop is really good.
So as you can see, like you have a knight on e8 and you have a bishop on c8, and you need to figure out where to put them. On the other hand, like white only has this knight on b1. You need to figure out what to do with.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
don't you just play d3 and knight d2?
there are many moves in this position. I know I have played this position against Jonathan Westerberg like 6 years ago, but I can't remember which move I played here. I think I played... Could have been f4? I prepared a very long variation.
Oh, that's... Of course it's a possibility, but it's very aggressive.
Yeah. Everything was prepared for like 20-25 moves.
Yeah.
But another key idea is, like I mentioned earlier, the bishop really didn't want to be in b2. So I think one of the main moves, and the move I usually play nowadays, is bishop a3.
Yeah,
just
to
to
try
trade
to
it.
switch them off.
Yeah. And it keeps
So
updating.
it should be mentioned, like the f4, it makes sense because you try to attack this pawn chain.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you're also weakening your king a bit.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You
It's
need
all
to
about
know
making this pawn weaker, and but d3 of course is a very sensible move. Rook b8 is trying to, well, sometimes play b5, but most likely wants to develop the
Yes.
bishop.
Do you want to play b6 and bishop b7 if you can? Or are you weakening too much?
I think it's more about if you have the time to play it or not. Because this position is usually very time sensible.
Yeah, I know.
Like one single tempo can
make the
ruin.
difference.
Yeah, knight d2, and yeah, I think
Knight c7.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, probably he wants to. Well, I'm not sure if he's trying to put it on e6 or if he wants to just cover up the d5 square.
Or maybe
And then play bishop
e6 and
e6.
go to c5 and try to pressure on this d3, but that's
But
make
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
you can stop
sense.
b4. So I think this knight is gonna stay here for a while. Just bishop e6, queen d7. I think is the
And
idea.
develop, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a natural square. I mean, at some point you can play b5 because this bishop, I don't really like this position. I would prefer to play with bishop a3. Now it's sort of like, what are you doing on b2?
You remember that game I had in the World Championship the first time we met? World Junior, and I was playing the Benoni with black.
And you put a knight on a8.
And yes, I put a knight on a8 and I had a bishop on b7. And you said to me after the game, you can absolutely not play like this.
I shouldn't even have to say that to you. You should have known that before you came to the World Championship.
Yes, of course, but I had never played the Benoni 4 and I had a lot of fun because I was playing a stronger player and I just thought it was really fun to move around with the pieces, but apparently people weren't impressed. So yeah, I know that usually you don't want to put your bishop on b2 or b7 in these structures. So I learned that the hard way.
Well,
you actually remembered the game.
I don't remember the game, but I remember the knights.
Rook e8, also natural.
Well, rook c1 I like, but I don't like this move.
What's the dream with black? Like, get the chance to play f5 and e4, or just to play b5?
I can't completely be sure of this because I prefer white, but
yeah, but okay.
But I mean, I would dream like a5, knight c5 at least, bishop f5.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the long run, you want to push e4, of course, in all kind of Benoni positions. But you're really far away from that now.
Yeah, exactly, because all your pieces are misplaced to push.
And all of white's pieces point at the square, so you're not really that close to playing e4. But this looks very.
Rook c2.
Yeah, I would have figured that usually, when you put the rook here, you want to push c5 and then put knight c4.
I think rook c2 is his idea to like move the knight and play rook e2, or what's the point?
I think so. I just don't know where the knight should go.
No, and also why not move the knight first?
To where?
I don't know. I like it on d2, but
I would have played c5. I wouldn't care if I lost the pawn, but as long as the knight gets a good square, and I think you.
What's a natural move here? You say c5 or what?
C5
else?
Is natural. A3.
I
is
thought like
natural.
a3, b4. That's the natural plane, right?
Yeah, I think definitely black would consider to play like a5.
So you can see that white has a majority of pawns on the queen side, so it's usually very normal to try and push them.
A 3 against 2 here.
Yeah.
So here definitely c5 looks tempting, and then try to play b4.
Yeah. So rook c2, I'm not sure I like this move.
I'm pretty sure I don't like it move, but knight a6.
Oh, also knight b4 is threatening now.
Yeah, but a3, and now you can play a5.
No, but you get the knight to c5 for free.
Yeah, but it depends if I can play b4 or not, I guess. Later on, bishop d5.
Oh, but go back a move.
Yeah.
So the problem here, of course, the pawn on d3.
Yeah, I mean, black is attacking it.
But also, I'm quite happy getting my knight placed on c5.
Yeah, if you can keep it there, I guess. Or...
Yeah, but bishop d5, it already feels like you can try to maybe play bishop e6 and switch some pieces, or what?
Well... I'm not sure about bishop d5 either, but I haven't calculated everything here.
But okay, it feels strange. So in general, the person with the Benoni structure is happy to switch pieces because you have some space issue. But here, you already switched one knight. Like, you don't want to trade this very brilliant bishop. And I don't know what he's going to do after bishop e6.
I mean, I haven't looked at the tactics. There might be some bishop takes d4 stuff, which I haven't calculated. I don't really believe in them at the moment, but but I mean, if you say like take and b4, we have at least achieved something with white. And then try to play maybe queen g4. I mean, the bishop should be traded and not on b2. I still want to play bishop a3 and trade it, but... Well, on the other hand, it's a good thing about this position that usually it's just a lot of tricks and calculation. It's a lot of fighting chess.
Always. That's also why I have problems in these positions. You need to
you shouldn't
calculate.
Play with
yeah. No, but you need to be able to calculate a lot of small tricks and like there's always some central pawns hanging in some trick. So Benoni players usually know that at some point you just take on d4 in this situation and everything is hanging.
Yeah.
So, but it's actually I think it will be an interesting game because
it's a very messy game for sure.
But what's the alternative here? You move the king or what?
Yeah, I'm guessing king h8 is one alternative, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of tricks here that I cannot spot immediately, but
now the pawn on d3 you need to do something about.
I don't want to, but if I have to, I will care about it. Did I play anything?
Yes.
Oh, I played king h8. So
no.
This is
he played king h8.
King h8. Okay. Well, I mean, the problem is, okay, if you move the knight, they might be hanging on b3. On the other hand, it takes a lot of time to go to b3. So if you can sacrifice stuff somehow.
Okay, but you don't want to lose the pawn on b3. You want to push b4.
Yeah, I mean, if you can take it, I will not lose it for nothing. But but I mean, okay, at least we can play queen e2 or queen f3.
I think queen f3 doesn't that look natural?
Yeah, queen f3 is definitely the most natural move. So let's play that. Because queen e2, then bishop f5 can be a problem.
Now you're threatening to maybe play b4 soon.
Yeah.
a5? It doesn't help.
It does help something. I mean, a5... Oh, I have to make a move for white first.
Oh, but he made another move, maybe.
What did he play?
No, he didn't. a5. But okay, you can still play b4.
But then maybe this is annoying. That you have knight a4 and this stupid bishop shouldn't be on b2.
No, but on a1.
a1?
No.
You're putting knights there, you're putting bishops there.
Just everything in the corner, protected.
But like the only future this guy has is to someday sacrifice itself on d4 now.
Okay, I take it back.
No, but like... Yeah, but a5, yeah. I like a5. I almost want to play bishop c1. Just to... But still, this rook c2 that you played a couple of moves ago.
But still, bishop c1, what's your point? Like, you still don't have any function whatsoever.
No, but it makes something...
Nothing.
No, but it will... it's better here than on b2, I think. But of course, I mean, preparing b4 is one of the key ideas. No, but I'm not too satisfied with white's moves, this rook c2 stuff.
Maybe a little bit too creative. So in the Benoni, usually you can be very creative, I think, because there's so many things going on, but maybe rook c2 is a little bit over the edge.
But okay, I don't think black has any serious advantage either. He
No.
doesn't,
It
it's
must be like kind of equal, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's look at another game.
Should we? Yeah, we should take a look at the Norwegian guy.
Yeah, of
that
course.
might be jet lagged.
So this poor guy, he couldn't take his plane because we have some issues with the flight company.
Yeah.
And he took the train during the night, I think.
Did he?
Yes. To be here, to play, which is kind of kudos to him for really trying to be here.
Yeah.
Not giving up. And now he's playing white against
an Indian guy.
an Indian guy.
He's the strong 2370, I think. But he lost yesterday.
Yeah, but to a strong player, right?
No, to a 2100. He lost to this guy from Indonesia, I think.
He lost to this guy.
Yeah. But okay, Axel, I don't know that much about him more than that he's young and very good, I think. But
Promising.
yeah.
Young and promising. We also were once. No, I have actually never been.
Neither have I. But he is.
But he will be fun to follow. I like when they're so young because usually they play like interesting, very active chess.
Yeah. And we have the main line of, well, chess.
We have main line of chess, the Najdorf.
Najdorf. The main opening of like the latest 20, 30 years.
Yeah, like all top players are playing this all the time.
Yeah. And Axel plays the most aggressive, well, maybe not the most aggressive, but one of the most aggressive variations, the English attack. When you put the bishop on e3, a pawn on f3 to prevent the knight coming to g4 and taking it, and then you want to play the queen d4, queen d2, sorry, castle, and then just push the pawns g4, g5, and attack.
And all these games, they get so messy because it's like one tempi that's deciding the whole game, because black will also start to attack with b5, b4, and
there are theoretical lines that are like 40 moves long here.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sort of embarrassing that I don't know anything about them, but I know that this is at least theory, and I know that this move a5 is theory as well. It was recommended by a book by Andreasian, I think, like 8 years ago.
8 years ago, that seems very unmodern.
Well,
okay,
well,
so maybe for the viewers, like the top players, 8 years, that's really old stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 8 years ago is old for them, but also, I mean, it's still a main line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he wrote several chapters about only this move, which I don't know anything about this move, but
we'll see. Maybe we might find some new theory instead.
Those of you who actually know theory should probably not listen to what I'm saying about these.
Start writing in the chat what we are saying wrong.
But we don't have the chat open. But anyway, a4 is to me a bit risky.
Okay, so it's risky because at some point black might take on b3, or because you're weakening what?
The b4 square is what I'm mostly worried about, because there's a knight coming to very quickly.
That's true, but okay, so I've seen a lot of Najdorf where you play like b5 and push b4 and you have some rook in the c file and you're trying to mate on the c2 square.
Yeah.
But here it's getting different. You're playing more to get the knight to b4, and
I'm pretty sure a4 exists.
No, it must exist. He fought 22 seconds.
Oh, those are seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have never studied this line in my life, so I'm basically just winging something at the moment. King b1, all of this has been played very quickly.
So king b1 you also always see.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for white here is that you have fixed the pawns on the queen side. So b5, a4, we don't have to worry so much about that, I think.
But maybe eventually it could be.
Yeah, of course, but at the moment... Okay, rook c8. It seems like black was also out of book here. He thought for 13 minutes.
So king b1, it can't be like a strange move.
That's always a move in the Najdorf.
Exactly. So I'm very surprised that black is thinking like 13 moves after king b1, because it's always a move, always.
Yeah, and after rook c8, we see that if the king was still on c1, black would threaten to take on b3 here, and then we take with this pawn, and we have the rook against the king knight a2 ideas, which isn't very pleasant.
So it might be strange to play the rook to c8 anyway. Maybe, okay, now I'm just coming up with something, but maybe you wanna try to push b5 instead. But it might be too far away.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are always the move d5 that you have to look out for as well,
Yeah.
especially with a knight on b4.
And also, like rook c8, you also prevent that white ever moves this knight to d5. Because the c2 pawn is hanging, so it makes... Yeah.
But okay, white is pushing g5 immediately before d5 becomes an
Mm.
issue.
And always when they push g5, I've seen so many strange moves. Like, sometimes they just take on e4, and sometimes they can move the knight, and everything is just chaos. So here black needs to calculate. Because knight h5, it's a normal move, but it can be stuck there suddenly.
Yeah. No, I think there's definitely the idea of pushing f5 or f6 here for black. I've seen several games by Caruana, I think, where he pushes f6 or f5, but
Yeah, f6 I've also seen before, because it makes sense. You make squares for the knight, right?
Yeah.
So.
But I really wanted to make d5 somehow work, and it seems like he has made it work in the game. Queen
G6?
f2 and then d5.
Oh. But if d5 works, it might just be better for black, right?
Yeah.
Usually you're very happy with black if you get to play d5, because you open up all your pieces, and this backwards pawn, you get that out of the way. And
I'm pretty sure that white's entire idea of queen f2 is to play bishop b6. And maybe take the pawn on a5, but probably black doesn't have to care so much about that pawn. Well, maybe he shouldn't care. So queen moves
d7.
to... I'm not even sure.
Do you want to go out of the pin?
Yeah.
Like queen
Queen e8.
e8, yeah.
Unless bishop b5 starts to be annoying. What is the plan of the bishop b6 actually?
Now we need to be creative here.
We always are. No, he actually didn't even play that.
Rook takes c3. Oh, now we are seeing some classical Sicilian stuff here.
Yeah.
Rook takes c3. Always a common sacrifice.
Okay, so obviously if you take here, we will take on d5. And this is positionally just fantastic for black, I think.
Any black knight of player would be so happy here.
And
but what else?
There is nothing else to do, because obviously we can't take here because the rook on d1 is hanging. So I think
this might just be fantastic for black.
Yeah.
Already.
I believe it is.
So okay, we have sacrificed an exchange, but all our pieces are so good.
Yeah.
Maybe except for the knight on h5.
No, it will come to f4.
Yeah, it's true actually. Now we have control on f4. And
yeah. I mean, these two bishops are pointing. They're controlling the entire board. The knight on d5 attacking here, here. Knight coming to f4. The pawns and the king is so weak. So this is.
I would actually here now also, if you like, you need to protect c3, right?
Yeah.
Soon, and maybe black can start to consider playing b5 actually.
Yeah.
And a4, and you're getting mated.
But also, like, bishop takes b5.
Yeah, but you need to prepare it.
Yeah.
You can't just...
Well, king b2 looks natural to me, but I have to say that I'm really not thrilled about white's position. And I don't want to be the one defending here.
But like, also, like, king b2. Like, what if you play queen c7?
Queen c7. Can I push c4?
Okay, but knight b4. Come on, you can't play like this.
Why not?
Like, you're king, you're not worried?
Make a move.
You need to go to c6 if you can't anything. Okay, so you're activating everything now.
Yeah,
This might be stupid.
I think it was a bit slow for black to allow everything.
To allow everything. Thank you very much.
No, but like, I would be much more worried if the pawn was on c3, I think, because now I don't know if there's some immediate tactics.
But you need to move the queen anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe you can sacrifice the pawn on b5 or what? And play queen b8 and try to attack.
want to play b5?
Yeah, why not? I wanna mate you. Queen b8.
Okay, so if I do the same.
Yeah, I thought maybe knight c7 or something. And bishop a7 or what?
Maybe just here.
Okay, so now you just...
Yeah.
I don't know, come up with an idea.
I will try to. But okay, if we can just keep it simple. Maybe queen c7 wasn't that bad, but shouldn't we just take this guy?
Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and now maybe we should take on c4 or play knight f4.
Yeah, okay,
And
you're
this is
completely right.
And this is probably...
Like, look at the pawns.
Yeah. Because that bishop, when it always comes to b6 or c5 and gets traded, then it's good. But I mean, that should be a key idea. We should trade these two, I think.
Keep it simple, yeah. Trade the bishop, like, we
and
still
then you
have
have the
a
bishop
great
there as
knight.
well, obviously. So yeah, I think this is something that black should try to go for.
But black must be better, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to play black here.
Mm. Yeah, but that's the thing, in the knight earth, when you get to push d5,
yeah,
it's great.
yeah. I think white is struggling, but of course he's taking the knight train probably.
But can you go back the move before d5? Like, could he prevent this?
Rook e1, g6. I mean, black isn't threatening d5 right now, so probably queen f2 was just a miss.
The mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe, no, that's just
And it's
weird.
not easy to suggest another move for white here.
No, I was going completely Kawana style and wanted to play rook g2 to protect c2 from this direction. But it might be a little bit too creative again.
Yeah.
He did this in the World Championship match, for anyone out there who didn't know what I was talking about.
He played rook g2 in a very strange position and he
Yeah,
had to
lost.
struggle.
No, he didn't lose.
No, he didn't lose any game, but...
No, because it was a classical game, yeah,
Yeah.
so it was a draw.
No, but like, I figure like, if you don't know how to continue in this position, then you should push g5 that quickly. Because here you can still make some h4 pushes or something. But I mean, obviously, either this works for white or it doesn't work, and I think it didn't work.
What about f4? But you might just take it, right?
Yeah, I think so. And there's still taking on c3 as ideas.
Yeah, but it's difficult because you want to keep control on d5, but you can't really make a move that's...
Yeah. No, but like, always taking on f4 should be good, right? Take, I guess.
You can still take on c3 now.
Yeah.
Maybe not that great here.
Or just try some knight c6, knight e5.
Yeah.
Or can we play even more aggressively with some f5?
Yeah.
f6 probably better, but... Because if we take on f6, that bishop on f6 will be fantastic.
Monster.
So, yeah. Yeah, no, I think definitely... He's still thinking after... Well, he took on c3, yeah.
So he's thinking, but I think, okay, white is getting in trouble, so it makes sense to.
I think this is a good time to think.
Yeah.
And I also think it's time for us to maybe take a break.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
we'll try to set up the chat after the break. And yeah, you're very welcome to write if we make it work, because it will be fun to.
Yeah, and the chat should be on Chess24. I think maybe Chess24.
Yep.
Or you can just write to us on Facebook or something.
Yeah, just write. Spam our Facebook.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. We'll answer. Okay, great.
Okay.
But see you soon.
See you soon. Okay, I think we're
Back.
yeah, we're back, and we actually have a result on the second board.
You're jumping right into it.
Yeah, I mean they're already finished.
I just wanted to start with saying that we have a chat on Chess24 that you can write in. So any questions, and we'll try to answer, and then I'll try to keep updated if anyone is writing. And now we are ready to look at the game.
Yeah, and you'll keep an eye on the chat, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so we have Siddharth from, I think, Indonesia, who actually beat a very strong Indian player yesterday, but today he lost quite quickly with white against Grandmaster Nikita Mayorov.
An experienced player.
He's also from Belarus, right?
Yes, also from Belarus,
Yep.
so he should know Kiel also.
And we see that, well, we have a Catalan, your favorite opening on the board.
Yes, and I actually know this line.
Yeah. Castles b6. Okay, and now you'll have to be the one who can explain this kind of position to me.
Okay, we can start with the whole idea with bishop b4 chess is that check. You want to put the knight on d2 usually. So now your bishop is blocking, so it's not a waste of time like people would think.
And this bishop would usually rather be on d2, right?
Exactly, and the knight on d2, so you can push e4. But here it's delayed.
Yeah, so if we hadn't checked on b4, the bishop would still be on c1.
Exactly.
And white would have this option of playing knight d2 and bishop b2.
So this is still normal theory, I think.
Yeah. And white decided to take on d5.
Yeah, so it happens sometimes that you can take on d5 if black plays bishop b7 too early and can't take with the c-pawn. But I haven't seen it that often in this line with bishop d2.
I'm not sure about the theory either, but I know that he probably struggled a bit with how to develop this knight, because usually if you go to c3, then probably black can even take this pawn.
Yes, but white must have seen this before.
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure, but I mean, usually black plays with some kind of c6 setup earlier.
Yeah, so actually, let's say the bishop is not on d2. So here you usually play like knight e5 and knight c3 stuff.
Yeah. I mean, knight e5 looks very sensible to me at least, but I
you
guess
should also watch out that black doesn't suddenly play c5.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Black usually always wants to play c5 in this kind of position.
E takes, knight c3 looks kind of normal.
Yeah.
Knight a6, so the idea is still to play c5.
Yeah. And rook d1, rook in the same file as the queen if c5 is played.
But it's a little bit strange when the bishop is on d2.
Yeah.
Isn't it more normal to like maybe play knight e5 already?
I'm more curious about the next move that was played actually. Queen d7? And white did not play knight e5?
What is it that we are missing?
I don't know what's going on here for sure. I mean, I would immediately play knight e5. And ask my...
This is not the game, is it?
I played queen d7.
He
didn't play knight e5. I would play knight e5 in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because also knight e5 is very normal in these positions.
I mean for sure. I'm not saying black's position is bad after queen a6. I just think knight e5 looks so extremely natural. Possibly even knight d3 here. But yeah. I mean, black could claim that c5 is easier to achieve now, but is it really worth all this time?
Yes, and also c5, like, the knight is not hanging. You can play e3 and you're usually quite happy with the structure if black takes on d4. Right. Because this bishop and b7 is not that great. It's just looking at the pawn.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of it's just an equal position, but...
Yeah, but okay, he's white against the Grandmaster. You need to maybe try to get something in the opening too.
Yeah. Rook d8. Bishop f4. Actually, the database tells me there is another game that has been played in this position, and he actually did play knight e5, queen e6, knight d3, like I mentioned, and he did win this game. Went something like this.
In 1988.
Yeah, but I mean, there were still strong players.
In 1988, that's true.
Yeah.
But still, the point is knight e5 is very natural, so...
Yeah. And queen e8. So it was some kind of, probably, the idea was to make this regrouping.
Yeah, but actually I like it, so now, like, usually the problem is for this black queen that you don't have any squares, and now you got the rook on the right side.
Yeah.
So you play the other rook to c8, and all your pieces, they are doing what they are supposed to do.
Definitely. So knight e5 is suddenly played now when it's not attacking anything. But okay, h6, queen b3, still isn't threatening anything. Bishop f8, h4, stopping g5 at least. But now black had to play c5.
Does make sense, but I'm still, c5.
Yeah, I'd rather be black, I think.
Oh, he took it? Does he need to take? I would probably prefer to play... But you can't really play e3 now. Right, because this bishop on f4, I think it's going to be exposed.
It's a risk, for sure. Well, taking isn't that unnatural. You just need to be careful with the queen, I guess.
Yes, but I think like taking your this knight in a6, now it's good on c5, and you just gave away a free move because you need to move the queen again. Queen v5.
Queen e6.
And now I think it went wrong for white.
Yeah, he played quite a horrible move, b4, and suddenly
the queen was trapped,
and he resigned. So it was just a one move blunder, I think.
But go back, let's say instead of b4. I think already here, like black can't have any problems. Because where should you go with the queen, like anyway?
e3.
Yes, but you still have this bishop.
Yeah, but I'm not losing my queen.
No, but I mean, then why not play it before taking?
I'm pretty sure that he didn't expect the queen to be trapped. It was just
a blunder.
Yeah, it was just a one blunder for sure.
Okay, poor guy, but there's a lot of rounds. This was the second round of 9. So he will come back, I think.
Maybe you can play knight d4. And you can take on c5 next move.
Aha, so you're making a trick now.
Yeah, counter trick.
Counter trick.
I don't think it's anything that bad with white's position. I don't think it's better, definitely, but...
Bishop c6.
And so if I take on c5?
We're just going to take with the bishop.
And queen b3.
And yeah.
Still a game.
Still a game.
Still probably prefer black a little bit, but I mean it's still just a game.
Okay, but a shame.
Yeah.
I think my Orlov is probably quite happy with finishing this quickly when it's a double round.
Definitely. The other game is 5 hours now, so he can sleep for a while.
Exactly.
Have a nice lunch. Should we take a look at Swedish Derby?
No, I want to look at your student first, because...
Which one of
them? Hugo.
Hugo.
Because they had a really interesting position where Hugo had some nice trick.
Did you go out and look at the...
Yeah, exactly. I was out and looking at the game, and they actually played what I suggested.
Rook d8. Queen f2. Take. Okay.
And now just take it.
Yeah, bishop takes. Rook takes d1. Rook takes knight c8, and
I think this is just completely winning for white, right?
well, knight c8 is not a good sign. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Hugo will be extremely happy if he wins this game. So I'm biased, but
What do you mean biased?
like I'm sort of rooting for him.
Yeah, of course, but I mean, he must be better here also.
Yeah, I think more than better. Like f5.
It looks very unpleasant.
Yeah, I mean, but still, it's this is maybe a little bit of Hugo's problem sometimes. He can be a bit too. Okay, I have a chance to go into a pleasant endgame here, and maybe he won't take all the
Like
chances.
maybe, you know.
He played f5. Nice for him.
You're happy now.
No, I'm happy. Yeah, he needed to play this.
You're sounding like what's he called? The guy who's training Vincent. Leko on the Chess24 stream when he was so happy about Vincent's play when he qualified for Grenke.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if I saw the interview, but
Okay.
and I don't think the tactics should work for black either if you take on a3, because you can just take back, I think, and the piece is hanging on b7. This doesn't work.
But do you have to take back? You can take an e6.
I take an e6, it's even better.
Just ignore everything and mate him.
Yeah, mate is good.
No, but I think this must be excellent for white. Even
Yeah.
you're threatening stuff like knight f4. No, not knight. Bishop f4, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it's... I mean... Okay, to just break it down, the king is stuck in the center, which is horrible. And white wants to take on e6 just to open up. And black would usually want to keep it closed, so playing a move like e5 is usually what they should do. But here the knight can come into d5 very quickly.
And horrible, like also maybe something f6.
Yeah, f6. Very horrible things will happen to black in this game. I hope.
No, but I think so. Like, also Hugo, he got 44 minutes on the clock.
Oh, yeah.
So he has a lot of time to think about how to exploit his advantage.
Definitely.
I think you shouldn't be very worried. I just wanted to check in because I thought it was like an interesting position, especially this trick with the mate that we showed earlier.
That was really cute.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to a new game, maybe?
Yeah. Should we look at these?
Khan.
And yeah, we also got a shout out in the break that he actually underwent surgery last week.
Yes.
And I don't know what it's called in English.
I really should know.
Yeah, because you study this stuff.
I'll come up with it later, but he had surgery recently, so it's quite good of him to already be back playing.
I don't think it was a serious surgery, but
he got his appendix removed.
That's better.
All medicine stuff. I'm so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a Slav.
Yeah, and I think they know each other quite well. They're both juniors.
They should, yeah.
Yeah, they should have, yeah.
They're also almost the same age, right?
Yeah, I think so. Leo is probably 1 or 2 years older, yeah. Queen c2, I've seen Khan play this many times. He's very experienced. I think he usually plays the same openings that he usually plays. Taking on c4, always one of the main lines, and bishop g4. Of course, the main alternative would be bishop f5. Knight c3.
So all theory. That's why we're not really saying anything.
I mean, they're just developing the pieces naturally.
So the Slav is also a quite popular opening these days.
Definitely.
Also, Blomqvist is playing it a lot.
Yeah, he has been playing it since he, learned the game of chess. But, yeah.
Little Blomqvist playing the Slav.
I don't know this variation very well, but I know that one of the main lines is, well, white wants to take the pawn center, and black usually gives up the bishop pair but tries to get some control of the dark squares here with e5.
Yeah.
And there was one amazing move here that was discovered a few years ago. Knight takes queen e2, and I think it was knight h5, and someone will have to correct me somehow, but there was some, like, queen takes d2 at some point, sacrificing the queen, but you're getting some fantastic compensation. Knight f4, and I can't swear it was this position, but I definitely...
Interesting, yeah.
It was a really cool idea, which is why I noted it, but I've never played this with either color, so... But this bishop f4 looks natural, stopping e5.
Exactly.
But the other problem is that sometimes there's some knight d5 stuff with you.
Yeah. So also, like, white still wants to play e4, but develop a piece first. Usually is also nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just a normal position, right?
Yeah.
e6.
It feels like maybe white... It looks a bit passive play for black here, but...
Long castle.
It's aggressive, but I like it.
Yeah, of course you do. So long castle, so white wants to push the pawns in the center or keep them that way. What do you think?
I think he just wants to keep them that way.
And then what's the plan? To move the bishop from f1 and put a rook on e1? And
yeah, king b1, bishop e2. And if black does nothing, then h3, take the bishop pair, or push d5 if black is...
How would you evaluate the position?
Slightly better for white, I think. I'm not that happy when black hasn't achieved either e5 or c5.
Yeah.
Some players play the Slav and just try to hold everything together, like very passively, but
It's also very boring, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to basically defend the whole game.
Yeah. But, okay, I see, this is kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Slav game where both players castle long.
It's very unusual, at least. But I like castle long this bishop on f4. Like h3 here I really like, because you want to put this bishop on h2 if it's attacked, and just the king, like the black king.
Yeah.
I would be worried, but maybe not.
I would be worried too. Like, for everyone who has done Puzzle Rush, you have seen this idea: queen takes c6, b takes bishop a6 mate.
Yes, exactly. And if you go back a move, I think this was funny. Like,
yeah.
I'm teaching my students here, if you can castle when the rook is attacked on the way, but not the king.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so here you can castle because the rook, it doesn't matter if the rook is attacked along the way, but if it was the king, you couldn't do it, right? So this is actually a typical exercise on how to castle for my students. We have these positions.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
I didn't know what you were here for.
No, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Nils always told me the story about this in this World Championship match.
Yeah, it was Korchnoi.
Yeah, who went to the arbiter and asked if he was allowed to castle in a specific position.
Yeah, and he did it against Karpov, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And he just resigned, like, after castling. Sorry, the updating is bishop h5. I'm not a big fan of black's position. It looks very passive to me.
Exactly, like very scary. King b1, I like it. It's just a normal move. You want to get the king out of the way.
Why do they keep updating? It's like making spoilers in the middle of the movie. Take. So at least, yeah, black is getting desperate. Okay, so he's trying to break free, like queen.
But I just think it's like almost helping white, because now again you have opened all the pieces.
Yeah, no, I mean, he definitely went wrong in this game. Bishop e3, attacking on a7. So.
But maybe why bishop e3? Isn't it better to keep it on like h2 and threaten to play e6? Maybe not. I just like this diagonal because you're cutting off the king from safety.
Yeah, maybe. But okay, if bishop h2, maybe bishop g5. So.
To try to trade it?
Yeah, just put something on f4.
Can't we play something active here? Like...
Probably we can, but I think both moves are actually good. Like bishop e3
probably.
is threatening this and threatening f4, so already this should be...
true. And you want to push the pawns in the center. This should be just better for white.
You played rook d4, and this is the position we have in the game, and I think this game will be the next one to finish as well, because queen a5, rook a4.
But I gotta say, I don't, like... Okay, we don't criticize players, but Leo, like, he played very passively.
I'm okay with criticizing players. It wasn't a very good game.
Okay,
I know I've seen him play much better than this.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, yes, he's played... I think he's quite strong, right?
He's about 2200, I think.
Exactly.
But this he can resign, I'm pretty sure. Did you play queen a5? Or did I play queen a5? Either way, yeah, this is played in the game. Yeah. I think he can resign. This is not a nice game.
Just horrible, yeah.
I mean, generally, castling long in the Slav isn't a great idea, unless there are some certain lines, like Hector plays, but this type of position, I think, no.
But also, like, it already had some problems from the beginning, this bishop, and you didn't have control in the center and everything, so...
I mean, he will continue fighting, but not successfully.
Yeah, not that interesting, because I think it's very clear that white will win.
Yeah.
So, let's look at... Maybe go back to this board 1 game.
Board 1 game. Let's look at Stupak playing Skog, and we left around knight d2, right? And black played a6, possibly to just...
To what?
Yeah, I was about to say b5, but then I looked at the bishop on g2. So I'm thinking maybe he...
Prevent knight b5?
Or possibly queen b5, because the endgame should be
queen
good for white.
b5. Yeah, that makes more sense.
But knight b3 needs to go back d5, and now we're getting what we looked at before.
Yes.
When white just takes the center at the right moment and pushes black back. Black back, yeah.
Black back. That sounds like a song.
Yeah. And I would be worried with black.
So this is so strange. You know, when I'm teaching chess, we have this saying in Denmark that you should never put your knight on the edge of the board.
And I think this will be a nice demonstration of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, because obviously the knight doesn't have as many squares when it's on the edge compared to when it's in the center. And here we have 3 knights on the edge, but the black knights, they're very exposed and not very great.
Yeah, I mean the risk is of course that white will just push these pawns E and F up the board, and the knights are just
out of play.
Yeah,
offside.
But on the other hand, I mean white is better for sure. I'm not completely sure how much better he is, but he will try to create some kind of counterplay. If he can play some b5 at some point, then he would be happy.
Yes. But
so
if I was right, I would think like start some kind of stuff in the center or on the king side.
Yeah.
Because the knights are so far away. So of course he started by attacking the knight, so he forces b6.
Yeah, because if you take her, it takes knight b6.
Now...
I mean, you could play like this, but it's not really a harmonious setup for black. I mean, the rook is on b8, where is this knight heading? So probably white will soon just start to push here.
e4, f4, e5, everything is just going so fast. So you force b6, but now again e4, and I think white must be better.
Yeah, for sure.
You have complete control in the center. I usually never want to play f4, but here I would consider playing f4, e5, just completely crush on the king's side and in the center.
But you wouldn't consider pushing the f pawn before king h1 and rook e1?
Exactly. No, but it's really easy to develop here for a white. You take your rook on a1, put it somewhere in the center, and like all the moves they're playing themselves, I think.
Now it's even worse because you can never actually take on b3 because then the knight will be trapped. So now it's sort of like, I don't think it's, I mean, lost for black yet, but I think it's like,
it's almost Zugswang.
But it's like in practical play it's extremely difficult to play this
but
because
also
of the panic attack that the pawns are coming and you don't know what to do.
But also you don't have a plan. Like what's your hope? That you can block everything. That's your hope, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and that's also really sad to know that my only hope is that I'm able to block everything.
Okay, so yeah, e5.
Exactly, you want to play e5 in the right time. You want to take this knight on a5, put it on d6, and hope you're blocking everything.
If we had this position, he would be very happy. But white is quicker. Like f4 here is still very much in the cards.
Maybe f6.
Yeah.
And f4. I would be scared that f5 is suddenly working, but
no,
maybe not.
But I mean e5, he will have to try e5 for sure. It's a Greenfield.
But still, this knight on a4 is never getting in the game.
No, that's a reason to worry. Should we look at...
If you look at the knights, they are making the way a knight can move. An L. That's quite... No, it's very atypical. I've never seen this before. Like...
I've never heard someone thinking that way before.
Come on. It's fun.
I'm just surprised on how you think to come up with those things.
Yeah, we're chess is patterns, right? And I saw a new pattern.
Yeah, you did.
And you're not very proud of me.
I'm not sure if I'm proud or worried.
Come on. So, none of you guys are writing in the chat.
Yeah, we're disappointed.
We're very disappointed. We want some people to write some good insight or some questions. It will be fun to discuss. Of course, we will continue watching the games, so I think we should move on to maybe...
Soon I will have to be the one to write in the chat with questions, so we have something to talk about. Pick a game.
Yeah, I was considering this game, exactly.
Okay. 2 strong juniors are playing.
Can you just...
Oh, what happened here?
Can you just check the Hugo game? Did it finish?
Is it finished?
Why does it have another there?
I don't understand the symbols. But no, it's still f5.
Ah, f5, he's just thinking.
Where were we? Sørensen, where are you?
Hampus, so another Swedish player.
Yeah, another one of my previous students.
And I want to say to Edwin Trost, very good job yesterday of sacrificing yourself and delaying your game.
Yeah.
So that's really nice of him, and I think that should get you like a fair play award or something.
Yeah, for sure.
We should have that in chess, fair play award.
There have been was it like the World Cup? I think Navarra won it once when he played against Moisenko.
No, but it actually make a difference. Like also people who are really nice after the game and don't make ugly tricks where you not go over the pieces or something in time travel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this move a6.
Ah, come on.
What?
I really hate this.
Why?
a6. I just think it's so counter-instructive, you know. You're one of those provoked persons. Yeah, exactly. I want to develop my pieces naturally, take control in the center, like play nice classical chess, and like a6 in move 3. Come on.
Isn't that what Magnus plays?
Okay, but you can play a lot of stuff when you're that good at chess, but I'm not saying Edwin Trost isn't the next Magnus, but maybe you should start learning the classical play before you experiment with the... You don't agree?
No, I don't agree. Definitely not. I mean, in most cases, it will become this stuff again.
Yeah.
Which is respectable, I believe. And then there are players who try to take advantage of a6 by moving play maybe g3. But then maybe there are some advantages like playing b5 here. So I've seen some grandmasters play this move a6. I've never studied it myself, but
I have a friend who writes me that he thinks free a6 is very good. It's best move. Because you're waiting to see what white is going to do.
I wouldn't say it's the best move, but I don't think it's a ridiculous move. Bishop g5. I mean, he thought for 10 minutes.
I haven't seen this.
The bishop g5 I haven't seen either. And definitely I think, like, if you want to punish this opening, this isn't how you should play it.
Now we have a6, h6. Like, what is this?
But that's like how Magnus played it, right?
Yeah, I know, and the queen on f6, and the rest of your pieces are just standing there like idiots.
Yeah, but bishop pair. You know how much people are willing to do for the bishop pair?
Sell their soul.
Yeah, but there's also one reason why I'm not completely sure about bishop b4. I don't want to give up that bishop. I want to keep the bishop pair.
Yeah.
And I have played the Trompovsky quite a lot when you have this kind of position, and yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of bishop b4.
So actually it says that this bishop g5 was played recently.
Oh, yeah, it actually was, yeah.
In Grishuk and Reikin.
Grishuk and Reikin, but he didn't give up the bishop pair so easily, so we got this. And now suddenly it's a quite normal position.
Quite normal.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this Huaiyan was a rapid game or blitz game.
No.
But either way, I mean, it's an equal position, but I don't want to give up the bishop pair. I would prefer to play like d6, g5.
But that's the thing, right? So you got the bishop pair, you're happy about it. Don't give it up like without any fight.
Yeah, like white has the center, black has the bishop pair. And I would definitely prefer to play d6 here.
But maybe he's not going to take like give up the bishop pair. He's just trying to put some pressure. Like, maybe I'm going to take, maybe I'm not.
But like, if you get asked the question after a3, you can't really go back to e7 with the queen on f6, I think. I think the bishop should be on g7 for sure.
Yeah, you're right.
So like, usually if you say d6, let's say e4, and now if g5 is too aggressive, then just g6, bishop g7, queen e7 in play. You look happy. What are people writing?
No, I'm waiting for people to write in the chat. So I got some messages. We said before, like, if you know us, you can also send a message on Facebook. But we prefer if you write it in the chat, because then everyone can see it and I don't have to read aloud.
Yeah. So this is what happened.
But as you said, can't you go back to a5?
But then white will probably just take on c5.
Yes, because normally if you think about a Nimzo Indian, you can play knight a6 and then take back the pawn. But you don't have time because b4 and everything.
Yeah, here it's not so easy to get the pawn back. It's not like a Grenfell where the pawn is gone.
Exactly.
But taking on d4. And what do you think?
I like white.
Yeah, me too.
Because you have developed a piece that's not the queen.
Yeah.
No, but actually, like, come on.
No, definitely I like white. And definitely I like this move, c5.
Yeah, okay, so c5 is really nice because you're trying to keep the bishop restricted.
Yeah. Well, the whole back position is restricted.
Yeah, actually, because you have to fight to maybe play d5, right?
Yeah. And white is doing his best to prevent it.
Exactly.
But I'm not sure. What did he have to play this?
Go back one move. So you're threatening to play d5, but maybe rook d3.
Why are you threatening to play d5?
Ah, you're right. I just take it.
Yeah. Due to this rule en passant.
We haven't learned that in school yet.
So like g3 could probably be played immediately. Ah, okay, maybe there's some trick like g3. d5, take e5, and you can't play rook d3 because of e4.
Yeah.
Tricky. So queen d6 actually stops it, well, in the most brutal way you can. And
Oh.
but now things start to happen.
Like, okay, exactly. Like, I want to take this queen on f6 and this pawn structure. What is going on?
But it sort of became dynamic for a while here.
Okay, so go back one move.
Yeah.
No, after b4, can you play a5 immediately and try to activate your rook?
a5 and b5, I suppose.
Yeah, and now... Can't you win this pawn? Knight a7. Ah, you just play a4.
Yeah, a4 is...
And now my pieces are even worse. I just made everything a lot worse. I'm going to a8, can't you see it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But okay, it's really annoying if I have to... Maybe bishop b7 and try to play d5 again.
Yeah, but there will always be some knight h4, knight f5 stuff.
It's true, maybe
It's still just
b5
pleasant for
makes
white, I
sense.
think. I just wasn't... It started to become messy in my head, but maybe it's still just very good for white.
It looks very good.
Knight e6. Oh, look at that bishop on c8. When's the funeral?
Okay,
Castling.
as black,
Oh, this is just...
exactly
play
a5 to play bishop a6. Actually try to develop his pieces. Okay, so I just want to point out this pawn on a6. How useful was that during the whole game?
I'm not even gonna respond to that.
Like, you even moved it to a5 now just to develop the one piece you just completely destroyed.
Oh, so you haven't moved the pawn twice?
Rarely. In some endgame when they start to run.
But I mean, yeah, it might have looked better than it was for white, because now here it looked very impressive, but I mean, you can't really stop this plan of a5, bishop a6.
It still must be much better for white.
Better, yeah, but how do you win it?
I think you should go back. Like, you should probably keep some pressure earlier. Here a5. After a5, can you stop? What happens? I tried to look at all the knight checks and stuff. Like if you play knight f5,
So king f8,
take the pawn.
I take this pawn.
And bishop... Ah, you just go back with the knight. I was thinking like bishop d5, try to take another pawn.
Bishop d5, bishop b7.
Yeah. And now you try to trick me, but I won't fall for it. I won't take this pawn on f7.
No, I actually don't think it's... I mean, I don't think it's lost for black. I just think it's uncomfortable. But okay, white is pushing still.
Okay, yeah,
And
of
okay,
course.
this is...
Oh, this is weird. Go back one
Did
more.
he have to allow all this? Because then the knight endgame might be really good. I don't think rook b1 was correct.
No. Also, you can't oppose in the b file as white, so why switch off this rook as black?
I don't know. Actually, you're losing a pawn by force, I think. Take knight c4, a4, knight b6.
Actually, really strange, also because black has a lot of time.
Yeah.
Maybe he just thought that this, like, bishop against knight should be fine, but the knight is much better here. Like all our pawns are on black, which means I'm very happy.
Okay, one final try.
Are you trying to trick me again?
Yeah, I always am.
Okay, I take the pawn just to fall for the trick.
I'm not even sure if it is a trick.
I'll go with the king.
What happens? What happened? A4.
We should maybe check Young Min's game.
Yeah.
But
I
knight
think
d6.
so too.
I think White is on his way to winning this game.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't even think my so-called trick worked. Okay, so he won this.
Very
game.
unfortunate. I was really cheering for this Indian girl still.
And I'm cheering for my students.
Yes, but okay, come on. How can this happen? Like one woman in a tournament of 20 players. It's sad.
Isn't that more than average?
It might be more than average, but that doesn't make it better. So I'm definitely cheering for her. She is representing all women here.
Still, 1 out of 2 is quite good, considering the opposition.
Of course, it's much better than her expected score, but
yeah,
she did some strange play in the opening we were discussing, because this knight on c6 is blocking the usual plans.
she's doing everything to get the bishop on c8 developed, but she's losing a lot of time. And the pawn on d7 isn't very happy now.
It's really a theme that we are having these really bad bishops on c8.
Haven't we seen more games with a bad pawn on d7?
Maybe it's a double theme.
Yeah. I mean, they're sort of correlated.
Yeah, of course, but it's still quite interesting.
Yeah.
So d6.
So knight e4 take, knight takes, and White has beautiful bishops.
And beautiful every piece, I would say.
Yeah.
Except
and
for
black,
the rooks, but they will be developed.
Black is just trying to maybe trade something and try to be very...
I think it's definitely an advantage for black to trade some pieces, because they are not coordinating very well, so...
Yeah. Queen
but
F3.
White is trying to block it. Oh.
This already looks very pleasant. The queen is running out of squares.
This is very unpleasant, yeah.
Queen e3. Oh, so taken, there's maybe bishop e5?
Yeah.
Yeah, bishop d6, rook takes. And nice game by Young Min.
Actually, yes. Very
smooth, I think.
And also very instructive play. He was just developing his pieces, but this knight on c6 was misplaced, and he really prevented that black could develop the rest of...
Yeah. No, I think he just played
the field.
Quite good in this game.
But he's also... I don't think it's that much because of you, but he's developing as a chess player.
Yeah, I mean,
it might be because of you.
He has a fantastic coach.
Fantastic coach.
I have to see how my other student is doing, just to prove my point. b4. Well, desperate, I suppose. Bishop
we were
f4.
talking about this. Also, if he had played like something bishop takes a3, like we discussed, we can just ignore it, because the attack is too strong.
Actually, why couldn't he take here?
I don't know, I like that move.
It looks much more natural, because we can't take here, I suppose, because we will just take here. And we have this fantastic tactical motive.
How does it work? King e7?
But then rook d7.
Rook d7. And you just keep on going.
Yeah, and I win the queen. So this looks very good. I mean, of course, black would have to take on e6. But this looks like a favorable version. Probably queen h5 is just winning immediately, right?
Yeah, it looks that way.
No, wait, the queen can't go that way. It's on f2. That's why I need my good lenses.
No, but I meant like queen h4 still.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't, because for now everything's protected, right? No, queen h4, and if you take the knight, I might take the bishop.
Why not queen h5? Isn't it
Also
almost mate?
Yeah, that's also threatening.
Yeah, no, I think this looks much better. I'm not sure why he didn't play this, but let's hope it's still very good for white.
I
Should
think
be.
it should be very good. Unless black has some concrete tactic to solve his problems. This should be very, very unpleasant. Also,
Yeah.
this bishop on f8. Like, you really want to move it so you can castle it, but it's never going to happen.
Well, let's.
Bishop c5.
But just take the queen and rook d8.
Exactly, it's...
But let's move it. Just because you said I couldn't. And I'm guessing we'll take.
Can we pin everything?
You want to take with the rook?
No, but if you take with the bishop now, what do you do?
No, but actually not. Ah, okay.
No, wait.
Wait, you want to...
Take on b7 first. Ah, but it's with check.
Yeah. No, but either rook takes somehow works, or just probably take here, right?
Mm.
Take here. And... finding clever move. Somewhere. Okay, I'm not sure actually. Because black is actually threatening to castle soon.
Yeah, but maybe you can find a way to pin everything.
I mean, I want to take with the rook. This would be the theme of Jungmin's position as well. And now some queen d4 stuff, but does it really work?
Take on b7.
Take on c3? Oh, bishop f4.
What happened?
He did play bishop d6, so now we will see. The rook takes, knight takes. I want to make this work.
The problem is, if you move the knight, you take on e4, right?
Yeah. But I can't... This queen d4. This could be good for white.
Okay, what about instead of queen d4, just queen g3?
But isn't there like knight takes e4 now?
And knight takes?
Yeah, maybe. But why would the queen be better on g3 than d4?
Because you're threatening g7 and you're also threatening to put the knight on d6 after take.
Knight on d6?
Okay, so if you take now on e4, I take with the knight.
With which piece do you take?
Knight takes e4.
Okay, yeah.
Knight takes. You need to move the queen. I have knight d6.
But if you play queen d4, you can't even take on e4. And you're threatening here on g7 and on d6.
You're still threatening d7.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, this could work, but I'm not completely sure what's going on. There's a lot of stuff to calculate here.
Ah, but... No, okay.
I mean, I definitely think taking on e6 was much better, but I still think, of course, white should be very happy here.
I think so too.
But I mean, now you have to be accurate. And that's not easy.
Again, he got 35 minutes against 11, so he should just sit down, calculate the win, if it's there. Maybe not. Okay, maybe you shouldn't spend like 30 minutes. That's a bad idea, but you should definitely use some time to keep the advantage.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, do we have any results except...
Let's go through it. Yeah, I played e5. This board, Jungmin is over. I don't know why the results don't show up here. Is this over? This is over. Let's just look at the final mating moves.
So, we looked at this position and we said this is just completely horrible for black.
Yeah, bishop d4,
Oh.
knight d5, this should be in books.
This should be in books.
Bishop A6. That's
That's
nice.
also very nice. So this is classic attack.
The idea is queen takes c6. c5, just take it. Knight b6 and checkmate.
Actually, great mate.
Yeah,
So
and it's nice of Leo to allow the mate, actually.
Yeah, I also like when they do that. It's a big discussion. People are saying, okay, why not resign? But I think it's just much more fun to be able to execute the mate on the board, especially when it's just 2 moves.
I think if it's like when you're sort of congratulating the opponent on a beautiful game, then I would allow the mate. And now we might get some visitors.
Okay, I'll just go.
Yeah, so are there any other games that are finished?
Should I go?
No.
I think about this tournament.
No one can see you, Youngmin. You're not in camera.
Yeah, but
You want to be in camera?
yes, because
Okay, I can go. So you
No,
can hear
I will go.
that the
Sit here, Youngmin.
but the key is that the Kibe level is winning this tournament is similar.
You have to sit here so people can see you.
How I played today, I played bad,
No, I think you played a good game today.
but it was that
Please write in the chat.
Yeah. I think she played not so great opening.
this is good opening for me.
Yeah, it's difficult to develop this bishop.
A6 I played.
I know the game.
This is okay,
Yeah, you played good moves all the way, I think.
and I played A3,
No, I think you just played a very good natural game.
D5, C5. B this is the best. C take B5 is not so best. I'm not sure.
No, then
I don't like that. C5 I played,
yeah.
and Blake is in trouble. Blake must play bishop B7 here. C5 bishop B7. This is his mistake.
What did you want to play after bishop b7?
This is the only move.
What were you going
Maybe
to play?
knight e4. Knight e4.
Knight e4.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
This is really bad for Black.
Yeah,
It's a horrible
his
position.
pawn is
Weak.
a big problem.
And d6 was a mistake. I
Yeah.
played knight e4. Excellent. But queen e5 was interesting thing.
Where?
I was thinking about queen e5. Knight e4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Queen e5 is also
Okay.
another tactics move I saw. I saw this move. Queen take e5.
Yeah.
But not so clear. Bishop take e5.
I know.
Knight take e4. Bishop take b8. Bishop take b8 is not so good because now you
But why not take here?
and bishop b7. Yes, Blake up
You get.
big drawing chance. Blake
Yeah,
up big
okay.
drawing chances.
Yeah.
I cannot play this.
Okay.
It's slightly better. Bishop takes nice e3. Not
Yeah.
so good. Not good. Not good. I'm allowed not allowed this. I saw this.
Okay.
I played horrible today. No, I will play like Kibe last year, the tournament.
But
If I
you
want
played a good game, right? With the eight, you're still
Queen-
much better.
Queen e5 is not so good. It's dubious. Queen e5, Bishop d6, and Queen e7. This Black have no development.
But wait, why can't you play Queen e5?
I was thinking about this. Bishop d6,
Bishop d6, Queen g5.
a6.
You play a6.
This is
Okay.
and play e5 is not so. It's Black have more surviving chance after e5. More
Okay.
Black have. This is not good. I
Yeah.
cannot help Black. Bishop d6 helping.
Yeah.
Queen b6. This is mistake. Queen b6 is a mistake.
What should she play?
That was a horrible move.
What should she play?
Bishop d6 or knight e8. Only move. Bishop d6 or knight e8.
Knight e8.
Put knight in d6 to c4 maybe. Maybe bishop d6 and queen e7 e5. More drawing
Sorry,
chances.
what?
I think
With
that's
me?
bishop. I will do commentary maybe next year.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Bishop d6 is this is mistake.
Yeah, and now you're much better.
And I played queen f3. Okay, good move.
Yeah.
Knight e7. Bishop d4.
Yeah, now it's game over. Yeah.
Queen e3.
Yeah. You played a nice finish here.
Yeah, but I have never. Last I don't think about norms
Yeah.
because if I think about norm I played bad.
Yeah, don't think about the norms.
But-
You will just play good chess and the norms will come later.
But I want to win this tournament. That's why there's no Indian players play and Russian players. That's a good chance.
Yeah. Are you happy with the tournament so far? You
Mm.
won 2 games?
Yeah, you can see that yesterday.
And you will play a Grandmaster?
Yeah, and then next can I see yesterday?
No, we cannot go back to the other games.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for
What's
coming in.
I played horrible yesterday.
We didn't look at the game yesterday.
But I don't know, but we can consistently in defense. I can tell you. What's the opening?
No, we can't move the pieces. But I think we're going to make a break anyway. And thank you for joining me and showing your game. Okay, I think we're back.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jung-min, for showing your game. Very interesting analysis.
What was his analysis?
He showed a couple of tricks, actually.
Ah, that's good. Always good to show some tricks.
Yeah.
Keeping the viewers sharp.
Definitely.
So
I don't think he has a problem with that.
Actually, before doing this, we had one question in chat.
Oh yeah, you're right. We had a question.
I wanted you to answer it because there was one guy asking, like, when do you need to show talent to become really strong? In what age? How important is it that you like become really strong young, or can you start at 25 and then become extremely good?
There was actually one player in England. What's his called now? I totally forgot his name. He's in a way he's a grandmaster, close to 2600, I believe. But I think when he was like 25, he still had 2200 in rating.
Ah.
But then he increased quite a lot in playing strength. And I mean, he's a very strong grandmaster now.
Yeah, and I was also thinking about the Danish grandmaster Sune Berg. Apparently he also started quite late compared to a lot of other players.
Yeah.
So I think like basically the most important thing if you want to become better in chess is to work. Like really practice and put a lot of effort into it, and then you can develop at any age.
Yeah.
But the sooner you start, the easier it is.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But of course, I think we're seeing a lot of these young, especially Indian kids now, because they're putting a lot of effort to train them at a young age.
Yeah, I mean, for sure it's easier when you're young to develop at a faster rate, I believe.
Yeah, also because life is not getting in the way. You don't have that many things to worry about, so you just sit down, play chess, which is nice.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Why did I have to grow up?
Yeah, exactly. Why did I have to become so old? Okay, so let's maybe go back to the game.
Yeah, and if you have any more questions, just post them in the chat. You're looking at another chat now, not Chess24, right? You're looking at the website.
Yes, chat. There is also a website chat for.
Yeah, so that's probably easier to.
If you find that one, you can also write there, but we will also look in Chess24 chat.
Yeah. So we were a bit worried about Kenneskog's knights. Well, we're still quite worried.
But we suggested this plan e5, knight b7, try to get to d6 to just, stay put, hope that everything is going to work out.
But I think
Oh.
He fell for a very nice trick. Here, f6 definitely, like you mentioned, looks better, but he for some reason wanted to start with knight b7. And now there's this beautiful move, d6.
And why can't you take with the queen? I was wondering.
Then probably just take and rook d1, and you will lose a piece. Because the knight and the bishop are both undefended.
Ah, of course, yeah. You just take the queen.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the same with knight takes, just rook d1.
That was funny, because I thought knight takes, rook d1, it's losing. But queen takes, it's the same.
It's the same. And after this, it's just game over. Not only is it a pawn, it's look at those pawns, and black's knights
central pawns
haven't
and
gone anywhere.
Nice pieces. So actually f6 might have been a better try to try.
I mean, probably he thought it would be the same. Because he missed this move d6.
Yeah.
White is playing beautiful chess now. This extra pawn doesn't matter, get the bishop out. This is a very nice
This
game
is
by
really
Stepan.
grandmastery, to just sacrifice the pawn to open up the bishop on g2. It's a double pawn, doesn't matter, let's activate instead. Really nice. b5, but it's too late. Too late to create counterplay.
It's too late to apologize. So.
Too late. Okay, I won't
but
say.
I think Theodore is actually doing quite a good effort of trying to create counterplay here. He needs to do something, and b5 is definitely a good try.
Yeah, it's the only try, right? You might.
I think did you have to take on b5?
Maybe you can also try to still play f6. I don't say you can do it now, but maybe try to break up this pawn chain.
Yeah.
You
But,
don't believe in that?
I just don't know where and how to prepare it, but
No. b5.
but like
Bishop
bishop
d5.
d5.
Can you take and play? Oh,
No,
you can't take.
allow my pawn to come here.
Yeah, this is just.
I mean, the Grimfield is one thing, but the pawns on d6 and
Okay.
e6.
This is horrible, yeah.
But b5 is a good move, I think. I mean,
But b5, I don't. You really have time for this?
it's more like, what else?
True.
I mean, I'm not sure what should take the pawns, because now if black has time to play like c4, knight c5 and so on, it starts to become messy.
Not really.
Why not?
Can't you just play like rook d1?
Rook d1 here?
Mm.
Okay, so let's try c4.
And I wanted to play like knight d4.
Let's say knight c5.
So can you play bishop c6?
I will play bishop d7. I mean,
I want to play e6, but
hasn't he already played it like 2 times in this tournament or something?
what?
Hasn't he already played like e6 already in this game?
How do you mean?
He played it back here.
Yeah, that's true.
He has so many e-pawns.
Just play it again.
But like, you have to admit it's at least messier than before.
It's true. Actually, it's true. But when did White play something wrong?
But why did he have to take on b5? Because now the
That's
pawns aren't
also a
rolling.
question.
Like queen f4. Just trying to knight d2, knight d4 checkmate or something.
Simple chess.
Yeah. Like if you take a knight takes, then the position is horrible.
It's true. This must be a very good move. Because how do you stop this knight rerouting?
I'm not sure either. And now the knight is still stuck. I'm not a big fan of taking on b5.
Yeah.
What did he play? Bishop d7. I think...
Actually, it might be that Theodore is really trying to
I mentioned he was a fighter.
complicate the position and try to really hold on to the chessboard and just say, I won't let go of this position.
I mentioned he was a fighter. I'm not sure about bishop d7 actually, but I thought knight c5 looked better. I didn't think you have time to save the bishop. Like,
Maybe he was afraid of some knight takes e6, but I'm not really scared of that.
now the move you mentioned, like e6 at some point. Oh, there it came.
There it came.
Yeah. You have to play it twice.
At least.
Yeah, I don't like bishop d7. You shouldn't allow this. You can just take everything on e6, because in the end you have bishop d5.
Yeah.
So this is just probably over now. What a shame.
He was almost there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that this variation we looked at, it saves him, but at least looked more complicated.
I think so too.
This is just lost, actually.
Yeah, now this is over.
Okay, a shame.
Yeah. Then we have this endgame.
Yeah, I was looking at this in the playing hall when we had a break. And I found it very interesting because how do you evaluate this? I felt like this knight must be. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I have no idea.
Okay, so if you have to say something, if it's a win or a draw, what do you say?
If it's a win or a draw.
Yeah.
That was very specific.
What else could it be?
No, but you can say you have some chances. I don't think it's a win.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be a draw. Who would you think is playing for the win?
Black, of course.
Yeah.
Is that even a question?
No, it's not a question, but I meant like it's not that easy to see how you make progress. Like how do you're just blocking everything.
Yeah, but I don't think white is the one playing for a win.
No, but knights are tricky.
Yeah, if it was not even a 1 minute game, I would think.
Okay.
But yeah, good drawing chances.
Yeah.
Good drawing chances. Especially because this. Okay, we have to mention this sort of tension going on here. I don't think white wants to take on f5.
No.
Because then black's pawns are a bit more mobile. They can try to push f5, e4 and so on.
A lot more mobile.
Yeah. But this sort of connection means that the king cannot move anywhere. So black probably at some point has to take, and then.
But I was considering, like, why as white do you want to allow this take with the d pawn? Is it that risky to play f3 or something? Because if you take with the f pawn, everything is blocked.
Good question.
But it might be that he's scared of like f3 then h4.
Good question. I'm not sure. I mean, f3 makes a lot of sense.
Because you still can't move the queen, so you're not really scared of something happening at the second rank.
I think it's within the drawing margin.
No, I think it's a draw.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. Like in a game, I would still think there's quite a lot of play left. And black definitely will not give up.
No, but we should mention also, like, even though the knight is not great, when the pawns are all connected, it's easier to be the knight than if they were split.
Definitely. I can mention, like, let's say make a move like h3, and if we just get this kind of endgame, it's not that easy for black to win unless the pawn can just immediately walk, because white will put the king here probably.
Exactly.
And yeah, even if black's king goes all the way, it's nowhere near entering the position. So yeah, all the pawns are in the wrong color for the bishop.
Maybe that's why he didn't want to play f3, because he's thinking I'll either way just put my king on d3.
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay, so
probably will be a long game. Hampus won. Let's just quickly see what happened here. But we expected this to. We looked here. He won a pawn, and then he kept walking. And yeah, his king is already very quick. And there's a second pawn.
This is just
yeah. f5.
And as I mentioned, like, all the pawns are on the right color, so this bishop is just doing nothing. You can't even attack some pawns and try to.
Yeah, and that's a new queen for Hampus, so Edwin decided to resign.
Yeah.
How about Blomqvist? We left a while ago, like already here. He pushed it back, pushes back, everything goes back, and he takes the bishop pair. This is the new Blomqvist, playing very positionally. But he has the bishop pair. And has anyone written anything?
No, I was trying to check.
Okay.
But
what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
It's Saturday.
Is anyone even watching? Please respond. SOS. No, so
I think Blomqvist is happy. Bishop pair.
Yeah, definitely.
He loves this kind of position.
But I think it's going to be a long game.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, we're getting quite hungry. Knight c5.
I didn't have time for breakfast this morning because we had to solve out all the technical issues.
Yeah.
So it was a bit panicky, but it's been going fine so far, I hope.
Yeah. So what do you think about this endgame? He lost the bishop pair, but he still has a nice bishop in g2.
Yeah, and you have, like, your pawns are pushed. You have space, and I think Blomqvist is going to win this. Slowly, but I think he's going to win it.
Wait, hold on, what happened here? Knight d7? Bishop takes, knight takes.
Okay, now I don't know.
It's just a pawn up for white, right?
Yeah, so it's...
That was very strange.
Can you please see the tactic? I'll show the tactic.
Yeah, so knight takes, and obviously if you just take back, we're in a horrible pin.
Yes.
So this can't be played. So instead he takes the knight.
But just take an f7 and we're just a pawn up.
Yeah.
And actually, I know it's a rook ending and people are saying all rook endings are drawn, but here you have too much space and too much control.
Yeah, and this is like half a pawn. It's
Yeah.
not really... I mean, white has the greater rook. Black isn't the one with compensation for activity or something, so this is just over, I think. So we might get some lunch today.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
Good
no,
for us.
this is... I mean, he will fight for a while.
Should we
This,
check what your student did?
Hugo.
Yeah. Or is there some games we haven't checked?
Bishop takes...
What about Kvällö? He finished his game and we didn't mention, did we?
Yeah. Should we just very quickly see what happened here before?
Yeah.
Because he played some moves. Wait, what happened? Ah, okay, he took f takes and he takes on c3, rook takes.
Ah, this is smart.
Yeah.
So you're also
I
threatening...
think.
Why not?
I'm still calculating. I'm a bit slow.
Or I'm just guessing.
Wait, what happens if queen takes actually?
I guess you're taking an f7.
And probably you can just
Take.
take here, right?
Yeah, that was my idea.
And
You also
there's no
threaten
annoying checks in the end. No, okay, it works. Just checking. C takes b2, and black is also just checking.
But here it's the same.
I'm guessing king b1.
I would have played that.
It could actually take, right?
Yes, but I'm always scared to take these pawns. Open all the files, but it might not be a problem because you're covering every square.
I'm not sure what the difference is, but take here, take here, take here. But you can take here, maybe. Could be one of those.
No, why? You can take there?
Why not? I don't see anything more than a perpetual check. And it's...
Perpetual check.
Yeah, queen b8, queen c8, queen here. No, I'm assuming king e8 doesn't work. Well, at least we have bishop c6, bishop d5 all the way, so... This should be a draw.
I'm sad.
No, but actually it wasn't that clear how to play after bishop d6. I think he will be disappointed that he played bishop f4, because taking on e6 isn't difficult. And yeah, I mean white was better, but here it's tricky. And it's
Go back
not
one
easy. It's not easy to evaluate the positions either.
What about take on b7?
Yeah, take here.
And then maybe just take this pawn on c3?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably better, but I mean, I can understand. I mean, it's not that easy to evaluate this. The other stuff looks scary as well.
Yeah.
And I mean...
but not sure.
Yeah, like...
but this must be actually good for white or what?
Yeah, probably. But I mean, I think the big problem was when he played bishop f4.
Yeah, I agree.
But okay, I think he will not be too disappointed.
It's still a good result for him.
Yeah, he's playing like
so
200 higher.
Yeah, we can say Hugo is like a 2000 player and Martin is 2200 or something.
Yeah, almost 2300. Actually.
Yeah, so it's a decent result.
Yeah, so we should look at Kvaloy's game like you mentioned.
Yeah.
It was the typical sacrifice on c3. And we already here dismissed white's chances, probably correctly.
We were very depressed about this position for white. So.
Yeah, and tactics.
Oh, this is...
King takes, I'm guessing, just rook c8.
Yeah, something.
No, okay, it was hanging. So this
okay.
is just even better. Oh, look at this, the rook on g1. Knight f4.
Everything is just...
This is almost a shame that it took this. The rook is completely useless on g1.
You mean he should have played some normal move?
Yeah, like rook c8 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is absolutely
disgusting.
Yeah, that knight coming to d4. Okay,
also this.
Yeah, the rook is hanging on d1.
Actually, a really nice game from the black player, I would say.
Definitely, it's a nice
typical
bounce back from yesterday.
Yes, but also typical Najdorf, like playing all the right moves, d5, sacrificing on c3. Yeah, he must have studied some book.
I keep thinking about these songs by One Republic, because now you said all the right moves, and earlier you said it's too late. I'm not sure if I'm listening too much to One Republic or if you're
quoting them too much.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
So
okay, it's also a little bit a shame for Kvaloy. He came really late tonight and probably is tired, but we have to say that his opponent played a lot better than him. So
yeah, he played a good game. But I mean, after rook takes c3, it's already very, very difficult to play.
But I think he'll come back, and it's actually one of those games that you can learn a lot from as white.
Yeah. Because
it's very easy to see all the ideas for black, so he needs to go home and study this game.
Yeah.
So you wanna move on to Kenneskog?
There are not that many games left actually. Stupak, Kenneskog, take, queen c8, rook e5. b5 is hanging, c4 will fall, bishop d5, d7.
Why not bishop d5 immediately instead of moving the rook?
No, I don't know. Queen d5, bishop d5, sorry. Queen c5. Probably.
Queen c5, then you have a discovered check.
Rook e3. I think king d2 looks scarier.
King d2, yes.
And yeah, that bishop against the king is looking scary. But I mean, how do you continue after just king h8?
I think rook e7 is still a threat.
Rook e7?
You will just take the pawn.
I think so.
You're tricking me. Okay, I have something else. I take on b5.
b5?
Mm.
Okay, so your idea is queen takes queen d4, and that's mating. But I'm not giving up. Let's say knight d8.
Rook takes g6.
Show off. Okay, so if I take here...
Do you want to lose all your pawns? No.
No, I want to win all your pieces.
Ah, damn it. Now I need to be creative here.
I think so too.
Okay, I go back. I shouldn't sack all my pieces.
But I mean, in retrospect, rook e5 is quite a good move.
Okay, I agree. Stop torturing me.
You can just take our pawn. Probably Theodore will resign quite soon. I
My
think.
sole function here is to say stupid moves so Martin can look very bright.
Thank you. What's going on here?
It's just like
It's just over, probably. Rook c7?
yeah, rook c7, and you need to go rook b6, but I just play a4, right?
I have 2 pawns on c5.
I don't
Why do I
even-
need to defend both of them? So here, king f3. I don't know, take, but there are so many pieces hanging. Rook here.
I don't want to give up this a pawn. Do I have to?
I'm not completely sure it's winning if you take on c5, actually. It looks good, but...
no, it must like take on c5,
Yep.
and then
Rook
king
takes-
g3,
King g4.
g4 I mean.
Rook a6.
Yes, and I want to go like rook d5 to d6.
Maybe we just wait here.
Rook c6?
King f7.
Aha. Can I play like king h4, g4?
Oh, what's going on? We will try to switch the program for the next... Okay, this happened. He did play rook b6, so he didn't believe in active defense.
That's a mistake.
Not necessarily, but...
No, but I think this... I think it's simpler for white now. You don't really have to calculate, you just go with the king, right?
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't have played rook b6.
No.
But I assume my opponent... No, I mean, Eric's opponent also didn't really want to play this move. How many games are left? I think there are 4 games left. But most of them are... What? King takes... Oh, we didn't have to take the rook, you can take this one.
Oh, is he losing now?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, go back. It can't be losing. Bishop takes. Yeah, take. Bishop takes. I was considering
But
rook d7.
this is probably the move, right?
I already said.
You said king b1?
I said
sorry.
never take the pawn. You always go to b1. Everything is protected.
Yeah, it's quite concrete, just but... but okay, now we have to...
No,
go into
but I
this.
said already this... because in the other line, if you go back, if you're playing this...
Hold on, I just have to ask. How often is it common that the pieces left are the ones that haven't moved? Like, you want a castle here because it's so cool. Even though e7 is just resigned, but... but okay, yeah, I totally forgot the rook was hanging. No, the bishop was hanging, not the rook.
I was thinking like king takes b2.
Yeah.
So the problem is if you play... take the bishop and then rook d7.
Yeah, no, there are a bunch of checks.
Yes, that's the problem. And they weren't in the other line. I actually think
he's not gonna be happy.
White is lost.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because he actually played a good game. Bishop f4 might have been a mistake, but he shouldn't lose at least.
No.
Poor guy.
He played really good chess today, I think.
Nah, I blame you.
I mostly coach him in openings. In tactics, he can do puzzle rush.
It's true.
He's actually really good at puzzle rush.
But actually, that's also... Okay, now I'm just talking about something completely different, but as a coach, it's strange to teach tactics, because tactics is something that's so easy to do by yourself.
I don't teach tactics to either Jungmin or Hugo.
No, exactly. So instead you focus on like teaching structures and plans and ideas, stuff like this.
Just
and
knowledge, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a lot of experience, so you probably use that. And tactics is just patterns. You should just learn them by yourself, solving 10, 20 puzzles a day, and you'll be great in the end. Okay, so this should still be a draw.
Make a couple of moves for white.
I want to go to e2, and I want to put the knight on f2.
King e2. I'll play king g5. Damn it.
But king f5?
King f5?
No, not king f5, king g5.
Here. Or
no,
in
what
the
did you
duration
say?
you mentioned. You play king e2, king g5. And you wanted to play what?
I wanted to play like f4 if it's possible. And then e5. Or am I just losing immediately now? Splitting all my pawns.
I don't know, but f4 probably shouldn't be the drawing method in this kind of...
No, it's just... it seemed funny.
Probably you can just play king d2. Yeah, but then f4. No, I'm not sure.
Okay, my plan was to move my knight to f2, so maybe I should just stick to that.
Yeah, but then my plan was to push h4 here.
Yeah, I figured. But can I just go ignore it and play g4?
And then enter the king.
No, but you're not entering.
You're gonna play knight h1 again? You're welcome.
Okay, but can I take an... Okay, it's going to be not very pretty. I'll take an f5. But this is just... and take again. But you go immediately with the king. Right.
I what?
You go immediately with the king to d3.
But that's
No, you
fork.
can't. That's a fork. Because I thought take, now I can at least try to block everything. Knight e4. But okay, a little bit unpleasant, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to fight for. Any new messages?
No.
Everyone's sleeping. Yeah, it's unpleasant. And also because at some point, like if you play king here, at some point black will just push the pawn here and win the pawn endgame.
Yeah, you should always be careful.
Yeah.
How did we lose a pawn?
That was, that's actually a good question. That was a long time ago. It was already way back here when white played e4 and just decided to
give this, yeah.
Okay, but here it's equal ones, but not here. Okay, so everything, then he traded everything. But then I think white is defended well to get this endgame. Jugstad went...
He won.
Yeah, I guess. He looked...
Happy.
Not happy, more like ashamed of winning this position, but
Ashamed.
no, but it didn't seem
We
like
should have
completely happy.
We should have a belt that we could do like shame.
Blomqvist is also finished. He looks happy.
Should I ask him to come and talk? No. You don't wanna
You should
hear.
ask him to wait for us to go to lunch.
Okay, should I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, in a
Theodore is
moment.
still fighting. Yeah, he went to the
So,
bathroom.
is Theodore the only one playing?
No, Theodore is playing, and Kulkarni Fischer is playing. But
Yeah, of
Theodore will
course, this
resign
endgame.
quite soon, I think.
But actually, is this endgame? I'm not sure. I'm always saying everything is a draw, but it seems more unpleasant than
Yeah.
first.
But somehow, if you keep the knight on d3, then this h4 idea isn't...
Maybe the trick is just to
I think
really
this-
avoid doing anything as white.
I really do believe so. And if black pushes f4, then probably just g4.
Yeah. Try to close everything
Yeah,
off.
and then king h2, king g2.
Yeah. Should we look at Theodore?
Yeah. His final breath.
His final breath.
Tactics everywhere.
Yeah, it's so typical of these kinds of positions, like only tactics everywhere.
I'm even surprised that he played rook takes b5. I would have thought they were much better moves, actually.
Can you go back to where we left off?
We left rook e5, and he played knight d8, queen d4, queen a6, rook takes b5. Stupak is actually on the increment, but I don't think he needs any time.
No. So, 2-4, he got one pawn, but
Yeah. We maybe should show that this is the idea. Queen takes c4, threatening the king and the rook.
and maybe bishop f1.
Bishop f1.
No, after move the king.
Why
What's
not
the
take the
idea?
rook?
The rook is already hanging.
Yeah. Otherwise, black will just move the queen with check and be a rook up.
Okay, it's late. I haven't eaten for like 6 hours. Please be nice to me.
So basically, this is the only game left, and
What do you predict? Will black win this?
what's the time? Okay, we have plenty of time.
Oh, I can't say shit.
You
He-
just did.
Yeah, he has 47 minutes.
That's even worse than me. Ah, he
I
pushes
don't-
f4.
Okay, but now we talked about g4 block.
Yeah. No, playing g4
We make a
must be
blockade,
good.
and you never get in. So after we just go with the king, e2, block everything on the other side. Maybe even go to b3 or something just to make sure everything is blocked.
Is it completely over the winning? Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a draw.
But I think f4 is a really strange move. Like if you want to play for a win, you shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, he could have waited for a while, but
Yeah, at least 20 moves, like moving around in circles and then.
yeah. Maybe you should actually wrap this up. Maybe Theodore
And
also wants
finally
to
get
join
some
us.
food.
Yeah, I'm also quite hungry. What are you in the mood for?
I'm not sure.
You always say that.
Yes, because I like all food.
Okay, well, I think we should wrap this up, but don't go away for the entire day, because there's another round coming up at 5 p.m., right?
Yeah, and I also want to say that if you have any suggestions or anything, you can write in the chat. We'll definitely look it up before going back, and we'll start at 5:30.
5:30, yeah, 30 minutes into the round.
Yes, so we have something to talk about.
Yeah, and also one final shout out to our sponsor, Data Response, who made this tournament possible. Yeah. So thank you for the second round, and we'll
Yeah,
be
And we'll be back to talk more about chess.
Yeah. So see you guys later.